And good afternoon to you. Welcome to high school football action on Central Illinois Sports. Live from Jacksonville, Illinois, as the 3-1 Jacksonville Routt Catholic Rockets play host to the 4-0 Camp Point Central Panthers. Good afternoon to you. I'm Charlie Holt, Jack's along with Bob Ray today on the broadcast. This is the Great Rivers Bank pregame show on Central Illinois Sports, and with locations in Barry, Pittsfield, Liberty, and Hannibal, Great Rivers Bank is here to serve the entire region with all of your banking needs. Learn more about their services by visiting greatriversbank.bank. Central looking to get their fifth win of the season and become playoff eligible. Keep that streak rolling along. Routt trying to rebound after a loss to Unity Payson last week. That was their first loss of the season. Should be a beautiful afternoon for football. About 77 degrees just before game time with a slight breeze blowing across the field. And it should be just a tremendous atmosphere for this afternoon's contest. We'll talk more about the matchup, recap what happened last evening in the WIVC, and also have a visit with Central head coach Brad Dixon. It's all coming your way on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show on Central Illinois Sports.
Wish you had extra cash for a vacation, a boat, a new car, projects around the house? Free up more cash for the things you want by taking advantage of low interest rates. Refinance your home with Great Rivers Bank and keep more of your money by lowering your monthly payment. Start the process online at greatriversbank.bank and work with one of our experienced loan officers to get the lowest rate possible. Great Rivers Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Did you know that Prairie Land FS doesn't just sell seed? They treat it and box it right here at one of their local facilities, then deliver it to your farm or fields. Growers trust Prairie Land FS to deliver top-performing crop protection products that promise the best performance before, during, and after the growing season. Prairie Land FS, your leading supplier of choice.
I am Shelley Brinicke. I'm a lifelong resident of Pike County. Pike County is a part of me, and I am distressed by the serious clerical and financial issues of the county right now. These clerical issues affect all county residents. It will take transparent communication and hard work to solve them. As county clerk, I would research, learn, and know the duties of the office. I'm conscientious, meticulous, and dedicated. I believe Pike County deserves the best in their elected officials, and that best can only come from a servant heart. Vote Shelley Brinicke for Pike County Clerk.
Paid for by Shelley Brinicke for Pike County Clerk.
Timely application of crop nutrients based on soil test results and the individual yield goals is the focus of the agronomy team at Logan Agri-Service, Inc. Logan Ag delivers anhydrous ammonia, dry fertilizer, UAN, liquid starter, and our lineup of Logan Agri-Yield micronutrients direct from us to your field. Striving to get the right fertilizer products at the right place in the right field at the right time, that's Logan Agri-Service. For fertilizer and application services, call 1-800-LOGAN-AG or visit us online at loganag.com. Logan Agri-Service, serving agriculture since 1962.
We welcome you back on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show on Central Illinois Sports. Routt and Camp Point Central in a key WIVC North matchup here this afternoon. Two teams that still have a chance to win the conference championship, and both have a couple of tough games still left on their schedule after today. So both teams looking to win this contest. Big game for Routt today. It's their homecoming game, Jack, and I think they're kind of thinking they have something to prove after the loss to Unity Payson last Saturday.
Yeah, sometimes, a loss gives a coach a good chalkboard to work off of, and one of the things I think that Routt needs to work on is intensity, because after the first quarter against Minden last week, they were kind of struggling a little bit to kind of get their second wind. And, a Minden team that's got 3 or 4 really key people that can make some things happen, but they came out and hit them, and Routt didn't respond. Now, this week, they'll need to cut down on those 15-yard penalties. They had 130 yards in penalties, 7 15-yarders on the day, and that's pretty costly.
You'll hear in an interview with Coach Brad Dixon in just a bit just how dominant this team has been as far as ball control on the offensive side, and it's really helped that defense stay fresh.
Yeah, I think there's no doubt that with the defense and some guys that only play one way on each side of the ball, but pay attention to a little freshman by the name of Niekamp. I'll tell you what, you'll see 52 flying around a lot. Caden Niekamp, just a freshman, 6 foot, 190 pounds. He's about as good as anybody I've seen since the mid-'70s, and Melvin Minke at Pleasant Hill, who played at Purdue, and that's a big compliment.
Speaking of Pleasant Hill, they got their first win of the year last night, 50-26 over North Green. Brown County and Beardstown in a mud bowl, a 6-0 win for Brown County. We also can tell you that Unity won handily over Triopia last night at Triopia. The final of that one was 44-14. Calhoun and Carrollton saw the Warriors win that rivalry contest 33-8. That's obnoxious, isn't it?
Yes.
And Greenfield beat West Central 48-12. It's the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. We'll have a visit with Camp Point Central head coach Brad Dixon next. Stay tuned.
When choosing internet and Wi-Fi service to meet your family's education needs, it pays to do your homework. You'll learn that Cascom, with fast, reliable speeds up to 1 gig, powered by whole home adaptive Wi-Fi, is the right choice. School has changed, and so should your internet. Contact Cascom and upgrade to the internet speed and whole home Wi-Fi your family needs.
Here at Little Jess, we value hard work, dedication, integrity, and leadership. We have a respect for heritage and tradition and believe in the pursuit of building legacies, breaking records, and putting forth award-winning results. That's why supporting schools and local teams is one of our favorite and most exciting parts of our business. For over 7 decades, we strive daily to use those same values as a foundation to meet our community's automotive needs and support our future generations. Little Jess Motors, serving our community since 1969.
Here in Pittsfield, we're focused on maintaining a healthy, diverse economic base to increase opportunities for our residents. Economic factors greatly affect a community's overall potential, and we strive to continue our prosperous culture. The availability of both commercial and industrial employment centers and new lucrative entrepreneurship opportunities are major assets for growth and development here in Pittsfield. In addition to providing employment and income to people, Pittsfield also boasts several tax incentive districts to further facilitate economic growth. Examples of growth and success can be seen throughout Pittsfield. Pittsfield is located within Pike County and widely known for the abundance of white-tailed deer, and is also home to companies that have capitalized from the region's natural resources. Located over on Madison Street, Whitetail Properties is a major local and international employer that truly embodies the local and economic spirit of Pittsfield. State-of-the-art communications and telecommuting are available here. Be sure to catch their televised series throughout the week on the Sportsman Channel. Come grow and be a part of something great in Pittsfield, Illinois.
Back on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show, Brad Dixon, the head coach of the Central Panthers. Camp Point Central is 4-0, taking on a 3-1 Routt team that just suffered their first defeat. Kind of makes it a little bit of a trap. Your kids got to be ready.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Rout's still the team that scored 150 in the first 3 weeks and only gave up 6. I think that Unity had something to prove after a loss and, came back last week. And obviously these guys coming back after a loss. So, all the things that maybe you didn't do, the little things for those first 3 weeks and you're getting by with it, those get really exposed in film. And so I'm sure they had a good film session and a great week of practice. And we expect nothing but a phenomenal offensive football team that also has defended Pleasant Hill really well and some really good run teams. So we know we're ready, guys, ready for a game.
Michael Wilson can really create some problems on that defensive line if your offensive linemen do not contain him. He's been in other people's backfields a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many tackles for loss he has. It definitely starts with him. I think at our place last year, he had like 4 tackles for loss in the first series against us. And he was playing on one side of the defense, and, if they come out in their 5, he's going to be the nose where he can go both directions. So it's been a point of emphasis, obviously, this week. We're going to do what we can. But there's going to be times we're going to have to block him one-on-one with Owen, and Owen's had a phenomenal year so far at center, and, we expect that out of him again today as a senior.
Owen on the other side of the ball, and then you add that freshman boy and that DK boy. I don't know that I thought anybody could catch Cole Beheimer going down the opposite side, but he did it twice that night against Brown County.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we knew that he was a good athlete. He was a linebacker by trade. That's what he played in the lower levels of junior high, and he started making some plays on our scout team on the D-line without any coaching, and we thought, uh-oh, we might have something here, and so we gave him more and more of a shot. We knew we were deeper at linebacker and not as deep on the D-line, and he just keeps getting better every week. We're just trying not to screw him up, trying to coach him as little as we can, because he's got some of the most natural instincts of any guy we've ever coached as a freshman in 20 years for me.
It seems like to me, Routt wants to pass the ball. They didn't have a lot of success last week. Baptist can get out there and cause some trouble. But that goes right into some of the power you have in the defensive backfield. You've got some great kids back there.
Yeah, we got some experience back there, even though a lot of them are juniors. We had to start a couple sophomores last year, but we haven't been tested vertically this year like these guys are going to. I mean, Hoots can throw it probably 60 yards, and he's out here in the pregame throwing it 55, 60 yards. Big, tall receivers. If you don't get pressure on him, then he's got all day, and then they can make things happen, and he can make things happen with his feet. But if you bring too much pressure and you got to play a man-to-man, then those guys can beat you deep. So it'll be interesting, kind of a chess game of trying to mix up coverages, mix up blitzes, and trying to dial up things at the right time. But, if we don't win first down and get them in some of those second long and third longs, then the playbook's always wide open. And, so that's going to be a big key is forcing them into some situations where we kind of know what they're going to want to do. And then we got to do that by winning first down.
And your fullbacks have done a tremendous job of setting up your offense on that side of things. Your kids like to hit, and proved last week that Minden's kids came out and hit, and Routt seemed to go the other direction with that. So your kids have to be aggressive right off the bat on both sides.
Oh, yeah. I mean, defensively, we've been really good, but part of that is our offense has been really good. So I think against Brown County, we ran 55 plays, and Brown County ran 23 or 29. You can be pretty good, have pretty good defensive stats if the other team's running the ball half the amount of time you are. Same thing against Unity. I think they only had 40 plays to our almost 70. So, obviously we want to be able to control the ball, but we like big plays too. So, Coach Ray's got a stat. I think I don't even remember. It's 3 or 5 big plays over 15 yards in a game. Your percentage of winning is really, really high in that regard. And same thing on the other side if you can hold them under that. And obviously, I like our chances if it's a game where there's not a lot of big plays, and obviously if they get a bunch of big plays, it's going to be a battle.
Not as sloppy as it was last night. I know you're looking forward to it, a little different, at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday game. Let's get your kids out there and get them ready. Good luck to you today.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You bet. Brad Dixon, the head coach of the Central Panthers, trying to go to 5-0 against a very good Routt team. Stay tuned. We'll have more on the Great Rivers pregame show after these. The caring and experienced professionals at Hamilton Funeral Homes are here to support you through this difficult time. We offer a range of personalized services to suit your family's wishes and requirements. You can count on us to help you plan a personal, lasting tribute to your loved one, and we'll carefully guide you through the many decisions that must be made during this challenging time. You're welcome to call us at any time of the day, any day of the week. Visit our funeral home in person or on the web at hamiltonfuneralhome.com. Call 217-593-6517.
Hi, this is Clint Weir. As a law enforcement officer, you trust me every day to fight for justice and seek the truth. You trust me to serve your family and your friends with compassion and understanding. And most importantly, you trust me to lead Pike County with grace and dignity. Now I'm asking you to trust me once again. My little brother, Gage, is running for Pike County Treasurer. As Treasurer, Gage will continue to fight for transparency and fairness to ensure that Pike County continues to be the best place to live and raise a family. You put your trust in me to serve my community. Now I'm asking you to trust my little brother, Gage Weir, to continue a legacy of quality and excellence. Vote Gage Weir for Pike County Treasurer this November.
Paid for by Gage Weir for Pike County Treasurer.
Camp Point Central Sports are proud to have Dear Wester Grain as a sponsor of this broadcast. Dear Wester Grain, there for you for all your grain and feed needs. Why don't you give them a call and check out all the locations of Dear Wester Grain? With locations in Golden, Paloma, Mount Sterling, Clayton, La Prairie, Liberty, Industry, Carthage, and Blandonsville. For more information, call Dear Wester Grain Services 696-4461. That's 696-4461, or on the web at dearwestergrain.com. Call Best Systems Builders for all your insulation needs. We are a full-service insulation contractor offering both open and closed cell spray foam, blown cellulose, and fiberglass installation. Best Systems has 2 BPI certified professionals ready to inspect your home or business today. You may qualify for incentives through the American Act on Energy program. Call Scott or Michael at 217-285-6005 for your free estimate, or visit us online at gobestsystems.com and start saving money on your energy bill today.
Back on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. Thanks to Brad Dixon for the visit prior to this afternoon's contest. You know, you get a coaching staff like this Camp Point Central group has, and you give them an extra day of preparation, Jack, you never know what you might see today. They might come out and run the spread.
Well, It's really interesting what they're going to do, but don't worry about the spread. They're going to run the double wing, and they're going to do what they do. You're going to have to stop the fullback, and the fullbacks have really had success in Griffin and Riley. I tell you, the Riley boys really giving them a boost when the Griffin kid comes out. And then this Bush kid comes in at the end of the game the other night and runs for about 50, 60 yards too. But, Bob, you've seen the Panthers, and you happen to kind of know one of their coaches pretty well. These guys put a lot of work in, don't they?
They do. They spend a lot of time in preparation, looking at the other team, looking for opportunities that they might exploit. They spend a lot of time looking at matchups, not only one-on-one on the line, but also receivers and defensive backs. And if you notice our passing game in a little more depth, there are times when we're picking off the short sides, and there's sometimes we're picking off the middle. I'm sure it's something that Casey and Brad have seen on film that makes them think one will be better than the other.
You saw Coach Monroe and Coach Houston get really excited when Nick kept the ball on a quarterback keeper against Brown County on a naked bootleg and picked up about 35 yards on it. And it just tells me those two saw something. They passed it down to Casey, and then Coach Ray was able to implement that. And they exploit different things because of the technology they use today, Charlie. I mean, the tablets and laptops they use are a little bit higher tech than the chalkboards we used in the day.
Well, what was it that Coach Dixon said in his interview? I think Coach Ray had broken it down. If they can get 4 to 5 plays a game over 15 yards, their percentage of winning goes up exponentially. It's like, I don't know where you got those numbers goes from, Bob, but that's pretty deep stuff for a high school game.
Well, it does help when your calculus teacher in high school is also your offensive coordinator, but I know Casey and Brad have looked at a lot of analytics. I mean, I think they're pretty advanced on the high school level of measuring. They used to run like 30 plays, and they identified that 8 of them were 80% of their yards. So they took out the other 22 plays and only ran those 8, and then tried to find the best 4 of that. And that's a lot of things they've done about possession and number of plays. They do a lot of that mathematical analytics, which they find helpful.
You got to be a proud dad on another front. Saw that Tracy is the principal now, and he was running the 50-50 raffle. And I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm the principal. This is one of my jobs now." But those guys are really involved in the schools, and I know they're committed to really that passion of loving kids.
They are. They appreciate students who perform well and students who exceed and students who are successful later in life. And Casey gets smaller class sizes, but gets to work with some of the students in our school who are deeply interested in mathematics and want to study that on further. So it's interesting if you're in the grocery store or the restaurant and someone says, well, we have one of them this year for calculus, and of course our head baseball coach is the other math teacher. So when you have 2 young male role models that coach, involved in athletics, interesting guys, and teaching math, that's good for the school.
Charlie, you don't see that much anymore. All these coaches and assistant coaches still involved in teaching in the school. That's really important, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very important you build those relationships during the day, and you're able to, if there's an issue, you address it right then. And I think the respect factor goes up quite a bit when you know that you're going to be seeing your coaches in the hallways and in the classrooms each and every day. I want to talk about this Routt team for a moment as well. You take a look at what happened to them last week, and they came out and played a Unity Payson team that I think had sort of underachieved in the first 3 weeks of their season. And it was a huge game for the Mustangs last week, almost a must-win if they hope to be a playoff team. Routt might have come in overlooking them a little bit. Those are kind of games that you can come back after in the week of practice, refocus a little bit, and that makes this Routt team very dangerous today.
Coach Creviston's been at this for a long time. He went up north to a bigger school. He was at New Berlin, had pretty good success, came back here after being at North Green for about 22 minutes, and then it's got the ability to really make some good things happen, though, if he can get the kids to listen to him. They have to be a little bit more disciplined and a little bit more focused if they're going to have success today.
But their ability to move the ball vertically down the field is something that Camp Point Central has not had to face yet this year. I think they have the athletes to be able to cover that well, but until you see them play and have to cover the Baptists and the Oswalds of the world in that vertical space, you just never know how kids are going to react.
Going to have to get some picks, aren't they, Bob?
Well, turnovers are going to be a key, probably field possession, time of possession. But I'll tell you, when the Routt Rockets take the field, they look like a really good athletic bunch of players.
It's the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. We are about 12 minutes away from this afternoon's kickoff here at Jacksonville Routt. We'll pause for a break. Back with more after this.
Williams Auto Sales, 439 North 3rd in Quincy is your headquarters for quality used vehicles. Shop their 439 North 3rd location Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and Saturdays 9 to 2. Check out their inventory of WilliamsAutoSalesQuincy.com or call Tony the Truck Guy at 217-223-3325. Williams Auto Sales, 439 North 3rd in Quincy, wishing the Panthers the best of luck this year. Give them a call at 217-223-3325. Williams Auto Sales. Abney Home Improvement is a family-owned company with Christian values. We have a passion for helping our customers find the best products at a great price. We understand making a large purchase of windows and doors for your home is a big investment. Our mission is to be completely upfront with you. We have built our business on trust and reputation. We depend on our customers to refer us to friends and family for their home improvement needs. Call 573-221-0886. We finish what we start with quality for you. Abney Home Improvements, 100% satisfaction is what we build our business on.
If you're near retirement or thinking about retiring, you probably have questions. How do you make your savings last? How much should you take out and when? You're ready for retirement, but are your finances? Your Edward Jones financial advisor, Derek Harris, can help you build a strategy to help your finances keep up with your needs over the long haul. You've done what it takes to get there. Now it's time to make the most of retirement. Stop by the office at 1891 Main Street in Quincy, Illinois for a face-to-fact appointment. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.
Time to be thinking about tax planning. You can count on Illinois FBFM for accounting, consulting, and tax preparation for farmers and businesses in Pike, Brown, and Adams County. Phone 217-593-7233. That's 593-7233. Illinois FBFM can take care of your farm accounting needs. Get your accounts in order for this tax season. Contact Jesse Shootman, Emily Carlson, and Brad Wellman, Illinois FBFM in Camp Point, working for you. Few things compare to Camp Point Central's fans' dedication to the Panthers. The same can be said about Channel and the farmers they serve. You see, unlike other seed companies, they don't have salesmen. With Channel, you get the advantage of a dedicated Channel seedsman, a trusted year-round advisor who can provide the right recommendations for your fields. It's their hands-on approach that truly sets them apart. Customized service, expert advice, elite seed management products. Find your Channel seedsman at channel.com or contact local district sales manager Matt Hughes at 217-242-8852.
Back on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show on Central Illinois Sports. Well, after some rain in the area yesterday that affected some of the games last night, well, I mean, Jack, really, you probably couldn't ask for better weather than what we're going to experience here this afternoon.
We walked across the field to do the interview, and quite honestly, I've done that a few times, like at Deer Creek when Calhoun played them in their first run for the state championship. It didn't look bad till you got on the field. It was nasty. This is solid turf, no problem at all. There's a few little holes, little crevices in it, but for a field that had basically been abandoned by a college, they're very fortunate to have a field like this.
When you take a look at the WIVC, Central at the top of the north right now, Greenfield Northwestern at the top of the south, and after that it's pretty even.
Yep, I mean, you've got the bottom end things going on right now. People are rebuilding, but when Beardstown plays Brown County to a 6-0 game, who knows when Routt plays Brown County? You know, those type of games are toss-ups. And when Beardstown and Camp Point Central play, because Central's really struggled against Beardstown over the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, the size of the Tigers at the line play has given them some trouble. Central doesn't usually have, you know, linemen that are huge by any stretch. They do have some bigger kids from time to time, but just across the board, Beardstown, it seems like, has that size factor.
Big thing with Camp Point Central, though, is you're going to see 40 kids on and off the field today, and you better be in good shape. And it's not terribly hot today, but in those earlier games, they had a definite advantage.
Well, yeah, I think the way that they're able to grind things out and wear people down, you saw it against Minden Unity, you saw it against Brown County. They just have more bodies they can put on the field and still be successful, especially on that offensive side, which keeps the same guys who are playing on the defensive side a little bit fresher as well when you're not having to play every down of every game.
Key things for Camp Point Central, I think, in the Brown County game and the Minden game both, they had to make a tackle and get a stop. They grabbed the Deeker kid at the 50-yard line and did not allow him to get forward progress. They did the same thing with Fullerton and Routt last week, and that's a difference maker. When they tackle that well, then they can put people down, and it's discouraging to the other team's offense.
Blocking and tackling, it's sort of like football. It's the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. They're going to have the prayer right after Timmy Trumpeter gets out of the way here, and we'll come back with the starting lineups next.
Did you know that PCRE Real Estate and Auction now offers a full-service auction alternative? Farmland, residential real estate, commercial real estate, estates, guns, antiques, farm equipment, and commercial equipment are a few examples that the experienced auction team is ready to assist you with. Our team can make the auction experience less stressful and smooth. Check out our next auctions at our new auction location at 500 Piper Lane in Pittsfield, or call 217-430-2985 and speak with Jason Duke to learn more.
It's time to say Pepsi, please, at your local county market. Refreshment Services Pepsi and County Market, your best value for delicious drinks to get ready for every game. Stop by your local county market to pick up your favorite Pepsi products today. Stock up for your next family get-together. Refreshment Services Pepsi and County Market for the best price around on all your Pepsi products. You love them and they've got them at County Market. Stop by today and say Pepsi, please, at your local county market. The Farmers National Bank of Griggsville, with locations in Griggsville, Mount Sterling, and Pittsfield. Maybe you ask, why choose Farmers National Bank of Griggsville? The answer is simple. Local people, local decisions, and local commitment with local investments. We have many products and services to meet your needs. We invite you to find out more about us. Go to fmbgriggsville.com and explore all the services we offer. Visit any of our 3 friendly locations in Mount Sterling, Griggsville, and Pittsfield today. The Farmers National Bank of Griggsville, local people helping local people, member FDIC. Damon Plumbing, serving all of Pike County and the surrounding area with quality residential and commercial plumbing services. Damon Plumbing offers septic installation, drain cleaning, new water lines, remodel work for your home, or if you're planning a new build, make sure you include the Damon boys. To get it right the first time, no job too big. Have you seen Braden and Doug? Or too small? Sorry, Corby, couldn't resist. Call Braden at 217-491-5415 or Doug at 217-617-2318. Damon Plumbing, recommended by our family for your family. When you think of fall, what comes to mind besides pumpkins, honey, and football? How about fertilizer? Studies show more than 1/3 of your crop's yield is determined by fertilizer alone. Studies also show as much as 40% potassium and 30% phosphate gets tied up in stalks and residue, as well as high clay content. Nutrient Ag Solutions recommends Titan, which is an innovative fertilizer catalyst designed for use with dry fertilizer blends. Titan will keep nutrients from being tied up and increase fertilizer availability in your crop. Titan is a low-cost option to improve crop fertility. Contact your nutrient crop consultant today. Brian Dickhout Trucking, LLC has been in business since 1995. Brian Dickhout Trucking offers hauling of liquid and dry fertilizer, grain, rock, feed, lime, with local and long-distance hauling. Brian Dickhout Trucking is located at 1878 East 2100 Street, Camp Point. Call them at 217-257-8302. That's 257-8302. Long dumps, short dumps, hoppers, and tanks. When you need it hauled, trust the experts at Brian Dickhout Trucking, LLC in Camp Point. They deliver. Trucks LLC will be located this fall in the new building at 14 East Industrial Park Drive in Pittsfield. Call 217-922-0044. Diesel repair service offering 24-hour roadside repair, mobile service units, semi-truck and trailers, farm and ag equipment, DOT inspections, hydraulic hose repair, anything diesel, we can come to you along the road in the field or at your shop. It's Trucks. Call 217-922-0044. That's 217-922-0044. Time to be thinking about tax planning. You can count on Illinois FBFM for accounting, consulting, and tax preparation for farmers and businesses in Pike, Brown, and Adams County. Phone 217-593-7233. That's 593-7233. Illinois FBFM can take care of your farm accounting needs. Get your accounts in order for this tax season. Contact Jesse Shootman, Emily Matthews, and Brad Wellman. Illinois FBFM in Camp Point, working for you.
Welcome back on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show on Central Illinois Sports. Getting ready for the starting lineups here this afternoon as they finish up the national anthem. We're going for verse 2. All right, we'll take a look at the starting lineups brought to you by Trucks. Trucks LLC for all of your diesel repair needs. Call Trucks. Trucks is currently operating with mobile service units only at this time as their new building is being constructed in the industrial park in Pittsfield. Trucks looks forward to helping the local communities with all of their diesel needs. Call Trucks 217-922-0044 And be sure to like Trucks on Facebook. That's TRUX Trucks. For the Central Panthers, they are 4-0 on the season, and they'll start the following on the offensive side. Owen Routt starts at center. Routt is a 6'1", 255-pound senior. At the right guard is Wes Crooks, a 5'9", 180-pound junior, and Robert Gooding starts at the right tackle, the 6'3", 205-pound junior. The left guard is Reese Wilkie. Wilkie is a 6', 185-pound junior. And at the left tackle, Cole Pracht, he is a 6'3", 320-pound senior. The ends are Carter Eiler, a 6'5", 190-pound senior, and Josh Alford, a 6'5", 195-pound senior. Connor Griffin gets the start at fullback this afternoon, the 5'9", 175-pound junior. At the right wing is Isaac Ginnenbacher, 6'3", 200-pound senior. Gavin Graves starts at the left wing. He's a 5'10", 155-pound senior. And Nick Moore starts at the quarterback, the 6'1", 175-pound junior. For Routt, Kai Gibson starts at the center spot. He's a senior. The left guard is Eli Oldham, a senior. And the left tackle is Christian Laniers. He also is a senior. At the right guard is Adam Huffman, a sophomore. And Colton Decker starts at right tackle. The wideouts today, Dax Baptist having a nice senior season. Also Declan Leahy, the sophomore. Ryan Oswald, who stands about 6'5", and then Ethan Walker, who's a good athlete as well at the wideout spot for Routt. Michael Wilson is the fullback when they run with one. Will Jackson had a nice game last week at the running back spot. Might see him carry it a little more this year. And the quarterback is the very talented Cohen Hoots. Starting lineups also brought to you in part by Illini Express, here to serve you with walk-in medical care when you need it. Open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. every Monday through Saturday. Illini Express sees patients ages 18 months and older. No appointment necessary. Learn more about their services by visiting IlliniHospital.org. Coaches, captains, and officials conducting the coin flip at midfield. And we'll check out how that goes, see who's going to be kicking off to start this afternoon's contest. We are at the top of the 1 o'clock hour, so we'll be a little bit of a delayed start here today.
Well, unless Routt defers, they're going to get the ball first, because Camp Point Central always defers to the second half if they win the flip. We know that for a fact.
Instructions still being given there. Nice crowd on hand for this afternoon's contest. We are at the former McMurray football field site.
Right smack dab in the middle of town, next to Movistar Creek.
Charlie, I just say it's really a colorful scene here at the field as the coin gets tossed into the other purple-clad Routt Rockets, the black and gold and white Panthers. A lot of color, a lot of beauty on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, quite the change from last night when it was kind of gray and dreary and rainy, cold.
It was nice at the restaurant I was at, Charlie. It really wasn't bad at all.
All right, well, this referee is explaining his life story to the players at midfield. We'll pause for our final break. We'll kick it off next.
From our trucks to their lunch trays, to your local hospital, to your favorite pub, and to your kitchen table. For more than 60 years, Dot Foods and Dot Transportation have been stocking the shelves of your hometown. Sure, we've grown a lot, but at our core, we're still small-town, family-run businesses that care about our communities and the people who keep us running. Join the Dot family today and be part of something bigger.
Camp Point Central won the toss. They deferred to the second half. Routt will defend the east goal line to start the game here this afternoon. The Routt Rockets sporting the purple on purple this afternoon. Jerseys and pants with the white numbers and gold helmets. Central's in the visiting whites with the old gold numbers and black pants here this afternoon. Today's broadcast brought to you in part by the Pike County Express. They've been serving the area with good news since 1991. Check them out on a newsstand each Wednesday near you.
Rout's going to try to put the ball in the air, but the field position will be a key as it is in every game in this kickoff. Eiler has kicked the ball off some. Crooks has kicked the ball off for the Panthers. I think Eiler's going to be the man kicking it off today. I can't really see the flags too much, so what kind of wind have we got out here, Charlie?
Blowing from our left to our right, so out of the west here today. And the flag is flying here. It looks like at about an 8 to 10 mile an hour wind. Charlie Allen is back deep along with Leahy to receive the kick. And teeing it up for the Panthers is indeed Carter Eiler.
Rout's really spread out on that front line, especially on this side.
No good chiropractor? Might need to see one after today.
Know a lot of them.
Eiler will fake the onside kick. Ooh. Nobody really reacted. I think you might be able to do that later in the game.
Yeah, like about the
second kickoff.
50-yard line.
Yeah. Eiler's got his hand in the air. He has the whistle for play, and we are underway. It's a line drive kick going to be taken back there by Allen at about the 14-yard line. Across the 20, cuts back 25, looks for a hole, has it in the middle of the field, 30, 35, and is going to be taken out up near the 39-yard line. And that is where the Rockets will start first and 10 at their own 39, 11:53 to play in the opening quarter.
Mason Miller, the first tackle for the Panthers on the kick return. Ball at the 38. Mason Miller getting a good start.
First and 10 here for the Rockets. So he told you they have some weapons in the receiving game, and Cohen Hoots can really chuck the old pigskin around. Two receivers wide to either side here. Hoots will be on the gun with Jackson standing to his left. Calls for the snap, is back to pass. Three-man rush. Pass on the right side is completed. That's to Baptist. Baptist across midfield to the central 49-yard line. A pickup on the play of 12 yards and a first down for the Rockets.
First down of the ball game comes on the very first play, and Hoots comes out fired.
Gavin Graves and Isaac Genenbacher on the coverage. They're giving a lot of space to the receiver.
Yep, they need to be careful on that because the give and go after that puts you behind them.
Trips left. They'll hand it off to Jackson this time. Running right. Breaks a tackle and is taken down on a nice hit near the 46-yard line. Gain of 3 on the play. It'll bring up a second down and 7.
Routt looking very good in Panther territory on the 46-yard line as we're just underway. No score on the Trucks LLC scoreboard. No huddle here. Here we go.
Trips left once again. Baptist is isolated as the receiver on the right side. Hoots in the gun, just underway here in the opening quarter. Hoots takes the snap, back to pass. Comfortable in the pocket there, looks downfield, looking deep behind the defense. And it's incomplete. Closest man to that play was actually Gavin Blewett on the defensive side.
Actually, though, if he'd have found space there was a wide open man past the defender, was there not?
3rd and 7 here. I'd agree, but there were 2 defenders on him. That was well played by Central. You know, you talk about playing a little soft on the coverage side of things. If you can keep Routt out of the home run ball and make them drive the ball down the field, they've not proven the ability to do that.
Minden did a good job of really making Hoots have to scramble, and he hadn't had to scramble at all so far today.
Clock stopped at the incompletion for a 3rd and 7 just past midfield at the central 46-yard line. Trips left. Again, Baptist is the receiver on the right. Hoots is back to pass, looking for the little quick hitter. Has it to Oswald. Oswald going to be wrestled down, though, on the play by Alford. A net 0 yardage in that play. They got back to the line of scrimmage, and it's 4th and 7.
They actually moved him back a yard, Charlie, so Josh Alford was playing tougher here. But, again, he's an interior linebacker, and they had one man on his side, and he's falling to the other side right now. Josh taking one-on-one. Well done.
Good tackle. My goodness.
Routt will appear to go for it here, just past midfield. Trips right, single receiver to the left. Hoots calls for the hard count, and he draws the Panthers off sides. So that'll be a 5-yard penalty and bring up a 4th and a long 2.
And I know the Central coaching staff doesn't like when that happens because we like to do that the other way. But that made a 4th and 8 turn into a 4th and 3. Pretty manageable now at the 42.
Yep, a lot of things can happen. Now you can run a quarterback draw. You can throw a little screen pass. Before, you were really going to have to pick up 7 or 8 yards.
It is much closer to 3 yards, isn't it? You might see a run with Jackson here. I think that young man is a pretty talented running back. Trips right. 10:28 left in this first quarter. They will hand it off to Jackson. Jackson looking for a hole. Left side has the first down. Carries the tackler with him down to the 35-yard line. A gain of 7 yards on the play. And a fresh set of downs for Routt. Just what they were looking for on their first drive of the afternoon.
Second first down of the ball game, and here comes Routt to the line.
1st and 10. 10:20 and counting. And this opening quarter, no score in the early going on the Truck scoreboard. Trips right. Single receiver to the left-hand side is Walker. Hoots stands in the gun. Back to pass he goes. Has plenty of time. Now rolls to his right. Trying to sprint out there. Trying to get his feet under him. Now he's turned back towards the middle of the field, and he'll be taken down at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
It's the first tackle in the backfield that you were describing earlier, Jack, for the Panthers. I noticed Reese Wilkie came all the way from the far side and never gave up. And as he got close to the quarterback moved his way, and that turned into the sack.
3-man front for the Panthers against 5 linemen the other way. That's not a good matchup, but the Panthers were able to get there because of good defensive coverage.
And a running back in there, too, so they have a lot of guys there to block. Here they'll hand it off to Jackson. Jackson going to be smothered in the backfield this time. Forward progress to the 36. That's a loss on the play of 2 yards, and this will bring up a 3rd and 11.
Good combination of the nose guard, Owen Roth, and the inside middle linebacker, Elijah Genenbacher, for that tackle for loss.
3rd and 11 for the Rockets. 9 minutes, 17 seconds, and the clock counting down on the first.
They're always dangerous.
Trips right. Anytime you got a kid like Hoots out there, you can move the ball. He'll sprint out to his right now, has pressure, throws downfield, has his man beyond the sticks for the first down. That's Baptist yet again. And, not a great mark for Routt.
Yeah, not a good mark at all.
The 25-yard line.
How far?
It's at the 25. If that's true, he's going to be just short.
What'd they gain?
11, needed 11. But they're going to be about a half a yard short. Fourth and less than a yard to go here. That's a bad spot for Routt.
Hard count, and they're not going under center, so they're about 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
8:38 and counting in this first quarter. Another fourth down and manageable here for Routt. Look to the sideline for the play call. Play clock down to 13 seconds. Trips left. Baptist to the right. See if they go with Jackson again here. Back to pass. No, they go with Hoots. On a fourth and short, look downfield, and it is caught. Completed here to Leahy. That's Aiden Leahy, the senior. Ball comes out at the end, and it's turned over. So Leahy had the reception down to the 17-yard line. Would have been an 8-yard gain, but then he coughed it up as he got popped in the pads, and a turnover on Routt at the 8:16 mark of the game's opening quarter.
You know, Isaac Ginnenbach was on the coverage. He turned the wrong way and made the guy get open. When he turned back, they collided. The ball came loose. I didn't see who the recovery was, but I'm going to say maybe Elijah Ginnenbacher was there.
Not a good play on the defensive side by the Panthers until the hit, because actually Routt gained the first down, but then they were able to hit him and coughed it up, did Leahy.
First and 10 from their own 18-yard line for the Panthers. Moore under center in the double wing. Puts a man in motion left to right. He'll give it to the fullback. Nope, that's Ginnenbacher. Ginnenbacher looking to get outside. Cuts back. Penalty flags fly in the backfield, and going to be wrestled down out of bounds is Ginnenbacher, but this is going to be for not. That's in the area of a hold.
Had all the way down to the 41-yard line. Jackson was able to make the tackle, but it's going back.
See which spot they go for.
Which one of those, Charlie? They're about 4 yards apart. Pick one.
Looks like they're going to go with the front flag here. So it's going to be back at about the 12-yard line.
How much was the penalty?
Well, they were at the 18, out the 12, so
6
or looks more like 7 to me on the field. We'll call it first and 17 from the 11-yard line. Moore keeps it on the quarterback keeper here. Up across the 15 to the 16-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play.
Will Jackson on the spy of the quarterback, and he comes from behind and makes a tackle on Moore. That naked bootleg wasn't quite available as it had been in some other times, Jack.
It wasn't set up quite the way it was last week, and you got to set those plays just like running the fullback. They haven't done that much yet.
Second and 12 here. Moore under center. Puts Ginnenbacher in motion. Draws Routt off sides, and that'll be a free 5. That'll bring up a second down and 7.
First penalty for Routt on the day, a 5-yarder. By this time last week, they already had about 45 or 50 yards. So they're much more disciplined today.
Do unto others what others do unto you. I believe that's payback there.
That wasn't part of the pregame ceremony, but it fits.
Second and a short 8, I do believe.
We'll call it 7, in fact. 7:33 and counting in this first quarter. No score in the early part of this contest. Moore under center in the double wing. Puts Ginnenbacher in motion. He'll hand it off to him on left side. Big Hole has the first down. Cut back and is tripped up, taken down near the 32-yard line. That's a gain of 11 yards and a first and 10 for Camp Point Central.
First down of the ball game for them. Ginnenbacher is an all-stater. You saw the stiff arm last week. If he can get that with the blockers blocking 20 yards down the field, anything can happen.
That tackle made by the cornerback, Ethan Walker, coming up.
This time they'll give it to Graves coming around the right side, looking for a block out in front. Nice job by the Routt defender. Referee takes a spill down there as well. That stop made by Trey Gauss, the sophomore, on a big hit. Up near the 36-yard line is where they'll call him out of bounds. Give him a gain of 4 on the play. It brings up a second down and 6.
Drew Pabin actually had that carry to the 36.
Thank you.
Pabin got some speed, but that blocker did not hold his block there, and the guy was able to make the tackle.
Moore under center. Puts the man in motion, hands it off to the fullback here. That is Griffin on the carry. Connor
Penalty
Griffin.
Flag on the far side, Charlie. It's unusual. We're about 8 plays into the drive, and that's the first fullback carry.
Up to the 39. It would be a 3-yard gain, but let's see what the penalty flag is about. Referee will address it here and tell us it is a face mask against Routt. So give him a gain of 3 on the run, and then a 5-yard face mask penalty, which will result in a first down.
Second penalty will be 10 yards in penalties. First down comes the way of a penalty on the second one. 2 first downs for each team. And Panthers at the 41-yard line, their own, at the 6:55 mark, no score in the ball game. They've got a new set of downs.
The box marked is the down for a second down play, but they finally moved it to the first down play just across the 40.
They want the clocks to be ticking down here. It's still not. 6:55 to play. They'll give it off to Russ Riley on his first carry of the game. Breaks tackles, puts his shoulders forward, and has another first down to the 49 of Routt. Give him a gain of 10 on the play, and another Panther first down.
Told you Riley can make things happen.
Gavin Omdahl, a junior inside linebacker, up for that stop.
Ross
Just
Riley's
across midfield.
Ross Riley's a 6'1", 185-pound senior, but does it not seem like he plays taller than 6'1"? He kind of stretches out to gain those extra yards. First and 10 from the Routt 49. Panthers on the move right at midfield now. They'll give it off to the second back through this time. That is Hunter Louderback, the senior. Gets his first carry of the day down to the 42-yard line, a 7-yard gain on first down.
He runs into Ethan Walker again up from the cornerback spot. The second and short are advantageous to the Panther play calling.
Fresh backs constantly for them, and if you're Routt, you're not coming off the field much on either sides of the ball.
How many people have carried the ball so far, Jack? 5 or 6?
2, 4, 6, 7.
In the double wing, coming to the line with the play clock at 13. Moore puts the man in motion. Going to try to run the counter back to the far side of the field. That's Louderback again. Snipped out nicely by the Routt defense. Man taken down at the 40-yard line. A short 2-yard gain. It'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
Ryan Oswald, defensive end, comes up and makes a nice play. 1 yard or half a yard short of the yard to gain.
4 down territory here usually for the Panthers in this situation. But they
draw them off here probably.
They don't usually use that free play for a deep pass, but you never know with the talent of Moore at the quarterback spot.
3rd and just shy of a full yard here. Moore under center. Puts Ginnebacher in motion. Again, draws Routt off sides, but they'll say the man did not cross the neutral zone. Reset everybody. Under center again. Ginnebacher in motion. They'll hand it off to the fullback Riley. He's got enough for the first down, but not much after that. Down to the 38-yard line. A 2-yard gain. Needed 1 for the first down and another 1st and 10 for the Panthers.
4th first down of the ball game after starting on the 18.
Safety Cohen Hoots comes up and makes that play. Just a short game, but just enough.
I like Routt's tackling today. It's much improved from last week.
You're seeing the safety come up like that, though. That's one of the times where you pull it out on the old play action and maybe see 6.
Ginnebacher or Eiler are 2 guys you can see out there real quickly.
4 minutes, 52 seconds, and the clock running here in this quick first quarter. They'll hand it off to the second back, running right side. Ball carrier this time is Graves. He's down to the 32, a gain of 6. 2nd and 4 here for the Panthers. They've just not had very many plays that didn't go for a positive yardage here so far today.
Eli Oldham and Kai Gibson on the Routt tackle. That's the lineman now making those stops. That's what they like to see.
5-man front for Routt with the linebackers sneaking up and really 11 men within 6 yards of the ball.
Good pace by the Central offense so far. Here they'll give it off to Ginnebacher. Left side has a big hole. Trying to break it outside. Does break a tackle. The man who wrestles him down from behind here. Down near the line of gain, and he'll have it down to the 27. Gain of 5 on the play, 1st and 10.
16 yards and 2 carries for Ginnebacher.
Will Jackson up from his corner spot on that tackle. Panthers are now in Routt territory, about 10 yards from the red zone.
Bring in Jace Lauderman, the sophomore, back out on the defensive backs for Routt.
1st and 10 from the 27-yard line in the double wing for the Panthers. Moore takes the snap. He'll hand it off to the fullback. Had to kind of reach to get it out there that time. Griffin keeping the legs moving. He'll fall forward inside the 25 to around the 24-yard line. A 3-yard gain on the play. Brings up a 2nd and 7.
The guy who just came in the game, Jack, Jace Louderman, up for that stop. So he's reading that fullback. Made the good play.
Also tells you that they're cheating a little bit in that defensive backfield, and everybody's selling out.
That time really wasn't a clean handoff. Moore to kind of almost reach out and place it into the breadbasket of Griffin. Moore again under center. Puts the back in motion. Running to the left side. Big hole on the left side here by Louderback. Louderback is close to the first down as he's taken down inside the 20 near the 17-yard line. If that's the true spot, it was enough for a first down on a 7-yard gain.
Cohen Hoots up from the safety spot again. Panthers now inside the red zone.
Louderback was 16 yards. He's tied with Ginnebacher for the lead. 3 carries for him, 2 on Ginnebacher. This drive once again started way back at the 18.
Clock keeps on rolling here. 3 minutes to play in the first. Central trying to finish off this long drive. Now they come out with two receivers wide to the right-hand side. Under center is Moore. He'll hand it off on the left-hand side. Fullback Griffin looking for running room there. He has stood up, still driving his feet, though. And the ball must have come out at the end. Routt reacts like they have recovered a fumble, and it is a what? What do we have here?
I thought he was stopped, but they're looking like they got the ball. But I think Central's going to maintain it.
Down to the 11-yard line. It's going to be a gain for Central.
How much?
6-yard gain.
Thank you.
2nd and 4. I mean, his momentum was definitely stopped.
Well, in fact, he gained another 2 yards when the tacklers pushed him forward, I thought.
Sometimes those extra yards are maybe not worth the risk because he's got a bunch of guys around him, and Connor lost his helmet, so he's on the sideline.
He takes good care of the ball, though.
Riley comes in at the fullback spot on this 2nd down play. They'll run into one another. They do hand it off on the left side.
Riley on the carry. Jack, the second time the quarterback, fullback have been a little misguided on their play, but they'll get that worked out. 58 on the tackle, Kai Gibson for the Rockets.
Honestly, in all the games I've seen, it's the first time I've seen him have any trouble like that at all. They don't usually have much trouble handing the ball off.
3rd and 3 here for the Panthers. Clock ticking down under 2 minutes now this first quarter.
I'm going to get behind Cole Prock this time and see if he can't carry me home.
3rd and 3 from the 10. Like see that hard count again first here. It's still 10 seconds on the play clock. They'll put Ginnebacher in motion. They'll hand it off, coming back to this side, and not open on the
Pabin.
Inside handoff from Pabin. In fact, he's tackled back near the 14-yard line. A loss of 4 on the play, and this is going to be a 4th and 7.
Colton Decker from his defensive end spot into the backfield for a loss on the play. That's not what you like to see when you're knocking on the 10-yard line.
Actually, they're over-pursuing so much that that misdirection meant very little because they were already 4 yards back in the backfield.
4th down and 7 yards to go. A key play in this game. 1:15 and counting in the first. No score on the truck scoreboard. Two receivers wide right.
Little play-action pass. Watch.
Moore under center. He is back to pass. Throws across the middle. It is in and out of the hands of the intended man in Ginnebacher. Nope, not Ginnebacher. That's Eiler, excuse me. And it'll be a turnover on downs.
Quick hitter over the tight end, over the middle. Carter usually comes up with those, but just as the ball arrived, he got hit. Ball comes loose. Rockets take over inside the 15.
Good defense by Routt. Nice job by them.
That play for loss was the big one to move you back to a 4th and 7 instead of a 4th and 1.
Ball is at the 14-yard line of the Rockets here. 1:06 to play in the first. No score, and both defenses have done their job in the early going. We told you, Rout's a dangerous team today. This game means a lot to them. They're trying to wipe a little egg off their face after a loss to Unity Payson last week.
Jackson has it.
They're going to run on the first play with Jackson. He's not going to find much traction here. In fact, he might actually
lose a couple, I think.
They're going to put it right back down at the 13-yard line, 2nd and 11 here.
Last 2 runs, he's lost 2 and lost 1. He's a big boy.
Jack, I noticed Michael Wilson on the sideline for the Rockets here. He's got his helmet off, down on one knee. Looks like he's maybe overheated or somehow not feeling the best.
37 seconds to play in the first quarter. Hoots in the gun. He is back to pass. Now it's a design quarterback draw, looking for running room, and he is taken down shy of the 20-yard line, near the 19. A gain of 6 yards on the play, and this will bring up a 3rd down and 5, and that very likely could be the last play of this first quarter.
Wilson's more of a specialty man on the offensive side on short yardage.
Hunter Lauterbach came up from his linebacker spot on that stop.
Does Routt want to run a play here to end the quarter? It doesn't appear that will be the case. And after a quarter of football action from Routt, it's Camp Point Central and Jacksonville Routt, I think, tied at nothing. Yep. The clock still says 3 seconds. It froze, so that's always fun. And after a quarter, we're scoreless on Central Illinois Sports.
Are you short on time or budget, but your family is hungry? It's time for the Maya Authentic Mexican Restaurant in Pittsfield. Try the Maya Special, a crowd favorite. Delicious grilled fajitas, steaks, nachos Mexicano, salads in a tortilla bowl, the tastiest salsa and cheese sauce around, and the fastest service anywhere. You can afford it. It's the Maya Mexican Restaurant on Washington Street. Call ahead with your order and you can pick it up in the drive-thru, 217-285-4526. The Maya Restaurant in Pittsfield. Welcome to Westtown Ford, serving Central and West Central Illinois. When you're shopping for a new vehicle, we believe you need a comfortable ambiance, dynamic selection of vehicles, competitive options for financing, and high-quality service to feel confident and stress-free throughout the car buying process. At Westtown Ford, you will find just that, a great selection of Ford models and a team that will make the process as smooth as possible. Westtown Ford Lincoln in Jacksonville, just 30 minutes away from high prices.
Ready to start the second quarter. Routt will have the football, 3rd and 5 from their own 19-yard line in a game that's tied at 0 on the Trucks scoreboard. Real Met and Twine, located just north of Pittsfield across from the airport, your local headquarters for concrete lawn ornaments, statues, fountains, benches, and much, much more. Stop by and see Smilin', Rick, Reel, and Tracy, or call 217-285-5013 for Reel, Net, and Twine.
Key play right here, the 19-yard line, is Routt looking for a first down on this 3rd down play of 5 yards. And they've been able to successfully complete 4 of their 5 passes.
They've been on 3rd and 4th down a lot in this game and have had pretty good success. Trips left, single receiver to the right-hand side. Hoots will be on the gun to start this second quarter action. 3rd and 5 from the 19-yard line.
Changing the play.
I think they just look at what the defense is doing and then see what they want to go with here. I'd say this is one of those plays Oswald becomes a big key. Hoots is back to pass, looking for the single receiver out on the little curl route. He can't find him, but a nice job by Baptist to keep moving. He picks that ball up off the turf at the 28-yard line, and that'll be enough for a first down as it's a gain of 9 on the play. A really nice play by Baptist. His original route was shut down nicely by the Panthers. Hoots did a nice job to keep the play moving, and Baptist did a nice job to make himself available for the quarterback. 1st and 10 from the 28.
Baptist broke about 3 different ways with 2 defenders on him and finally found that pocket in the opening, and Hoots was able to find him.
2 wide to either side. Hoots on the gun with a fresh set of downs from their own 28. Puts Baptist in motion now. Going to hand it to him on the end-around play, looking for room on the left side. Gets a good block, but he runs into his own blocker actually out there and is going to be taken down right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe actually a 1-yard loss or so. It'll bring up 2nd and 11 from the 27.
Elijah Ginnebacher in from his middle linebacker spot for the trip up, but you're right, Charlie. The stop of the play was when he ran into his blocker.
He ran into Will Jackson back
They're
there.
Really spreading it out on the wide side all the way to the sideline.
Central's not one of those teams I think you're going to want to try to run toward the sidelines against. There's just too much speed from the linebackers and defensive backs to make much happen there.
For the late arriver for the Routt Rockets to the field, 13. Ryan Oswald takes a split spot.
10 seconds on the play clock. Hoots on the gun, trips right. He's back to pass. Eyes downfield, scans, looking, still has time as they only rush 3, well covered. Now he's going to try to rush out there. A little jump pass down the field. He finds this man in Oswald. Oswald at the 40, 35-30, 25-20. Pushed out of bounds inside the 20 near the 17-yard line. A big
credit
play there.
Hoots for keeping that play alive. He was getting some pressure, rolled out of that and threw a nice long pass to his good receiver.
56-yard gain all the way down to the 17 and a 1st and 10 for Routt.
One of the big things, though, Panthers not getting much pressure at all on the quarterback. And even though he had to roll a little bit, that 3-man against the 5's not really getting much pressure like Minden got last week. Minden shot some people and made a difference.
They're going to put him at the 19-yard line, in fact, is where they're going to mark it. 1st and 10 for Routt. Trips left. Hoots fakes the handoff to Jackson. Keeps it himself right side. Makes a man miss. Little swim move back inside and taken down near the 10. A nice 9-yard gain on 1st down, and Routt knocking on the door here for the first score of this contest.
Hoots is showing how tough he is.
Reese Wilkie and Gavin Graves, lineman and a corner coming up for that stop.
2nd in the yard here for a Routt team that has come out with some fire here this afternoon. 2 receivers left. Wilson is checked in out the fullback spot. They'll hand it off to Jackson, running right, and he is going to be taken down for a very short gain, maybe
Elijah Ginnebacher, our sophomore linebacker, coming up for that stop.
Maybe a half a yard here. It's 3rd and 1 still.
4 down territory as they are in the red zone.
Snap count here.
Wilson is in the game right now on that left-hand side. They'll either run behind him or try to get him to power a lot of times.
They ran behind him the last time. They'll now try to pitch it outside to Jackson, looking for a cutback, and nothing there. Still trying to break through a tackle. Finally is taken down, but it's going to lose 2 yards on the play and bring up a 4th down and 3.
Ginnebacher was there first, but then the other guys finished it out, Bob.
Nick Moore came up from his corner spot to catch that pitch. Now we go a little heavy. Got Cole Prock back in with a 4th and 3. Charlie, what do you think there?
I'm going to call it 3 yards myself. This is another big play in this game, and most of the time these plays have been executed by the defense.
Hoots has had good luck keeping the ball himself and picking up the yardage.
Another chance for Oswald. He's in the slot on the right side. He goes back to pass, does Hoots, looking for Oswald. Now the pocket collapses around him, trying to get out of there, throws it, and it's incomplete. A lot of pressure on Hoots as the pocket collapsed around him, and the Central defense this time gets a stop. And so both teams with big drives that picked up a lot of yardage but come away with no points.
Hunter Lauterbach and Darren Rigg finally into the backfield with a little pressure. And, of course, Jack, if it's 4th and 2, you feel a little pressure already. That time the defense added to it.
Well, and, with Lauterbach coming from that linebacker position, they shot somebody that time because they were not putting enough pressure on Hoots. And you give him that much time. He's been throwing the ball since he's a little guy. But he runs out of downs. Panthers have got it. How much time left in the quarter?
8:57 to play in the first half. Still no score on the Truck scoreboard. 1st and 10 from their own 12-yard line for Camp Point Central.
Panthers started deep at the 18 last time, even deeper this time.
Moore under center. Puts a man in motion in Graves. He'll hand it off to Graves, coming back around to the right-hand side. Gets a nice block, but they're going to call it an illegal block out there. And this one's going to come back. They're going to say that he got too much of the jersey, and it's going to be called for the hold.
I get the feeling the Panthers are glad to be on the offensive side. The Routt Rockets had a lot of momentum when they had the ball. I think they're glad they got it stopped, no matter where they're at on the field.
So the penalty flag lays at the 15. That should give you a half a distance to the goal type of walk-off here, correct?
19 yards and 3 penalties, and the holds, they'll go all the way back to the 7-yard line.
And so a 5-yard penalty. It's 1st and 15 here.
Graves had good momentum, but the block was determined to be illegal. The Panthers don't usually get a lot of holds, but they've had 2 already on the day.
Good math by the official, Charlie. The ball is at the 15. Now they moved it back half distance to the goal. Where is it? 7.5-yard line. Great math.
These guys are experts in their craft. Moore under center. Puts a man in motion, hands it off on the little delayed handoff, right back up the middle. Man on his feet trying to break outside. This is Griffin to the 30, 35-yard line, 40. Trying to run away from the defense, taken out of bounds right at midfield. They'll mark him out right at the 50-yard line. A gain of 43 yards by the little engine that could, and it's a 1st and 10 for the Panthers at midfield.
Seen a lot of fullbacks that size for the Panthers, and every one of them seems to find a pocket like that, disappear in the middle, and then break outside. And he broke to the left, and away he went, did Connor Griffin.
Aiden Leahy and Connor Hoots on the chase for the Rocket defense, but that's a big gain. Best performance here by the fullback. Biggest plays from scrimmage for the game, right, Jack?
So far.
1st and 10 at midfield. They'll hand it off to Ross Riley running right this time. He'll be spun forward down near the 43-yard line. A gain of 7 on the first down play and into Routt territory on this 2nd and 3.
Riley 20 yards on 4 carries.
Will Jackson up to make the play. He just looks like a really solid player, doesn't he, Jack?
Jackson's been in on a lot of plays on that side. We haven't heard Niecamp's name on the other side too much yet, so they must be working on him a little tougher.
8:05 and counting in the second quarter. A nothing game at this point, but Central with a little momentum back on their side on the 2nd and 3. Moore under center. Puts the man in motion. He goes back to pass, looking right, has 2 men open, throws it up for grabs, and grabbed by the second man. That's Ginnebacher. Little swim move, cut back of the 30, down near the 29-yard line, and that'll be enough for a 1st down on a pickup of 14 yards.
Ginnebacher and somebody else both were open out there. First completion by Moore on the day, 1 for 2 on the day, and a 1st down.
Yeah, Bob, did you see who the other receiver was out there? But there was a little confusion. Probably lucky the front guy didn't put his hand up and knock that ball out.
Yeah, they were both out there. I think Gavin Graves was the other back. I think they were both, it looks like they both were, at least one of them was in the wrong place, but it worked out okay.
1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. Put the wingback in motion. Hand it off to the fullback, Riley. Keeps his head down, keeps the feet churning. Penalty flag flies in late. This should be a face mask, usually when they come in like that. Down to the 23-yard line. Gain 6. Let's wait for the flag. Indication from the official is a face mask, a 5-yard variety.
Not a personal foul, though.
So gain 6 plus another 5, though, is called an 11-yard pickup and a 1st down.
Riley's really something, isn't he?
Panthers inside the red zone again. We'll see if they can finish the drive. They've had a lot more successful offensive rhythm this time, it feels like, don't you think, Jack?
Yep, got to take care of the ball. That's one of the big things. They had it pop out late. Routt thought they had it the last time. They start the clock.
7:20.
7:20 left in second quarter action on the Trucks LLC scoreboard. 0-0 at this point. And Panthers this time knocking on the door, but both have.
In the double wing, Moore under center with 5 on the play clock. Puts Ginnebacher in motion, gives it to him coming back near this side. Cuts back toward the middle, and it's kind of lost his footing there, it looked like, down to the 16, gain of 2.
Jace Laudeman in for the stop for the Rockets.
He got it down to the 15, it looks like.
Nose is on the
second down 7. That's a little longer than we would like, but certainly better than 2nd and 11.
Call it the 15-yard line here. 6:42 left. I'm not used to being able to look at the line standing straight up. They'll hand it off to Riley on the right side. Almost ran sideways that time with the hips as he was trying to get around a little pressure. Gets it down to the 11-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play.
Kai Gibson, again, the defensive lineman, helps make that first stop, and Cohen Utes is up to clean it up for the Rockets. Third down.
When Ginnebacher gets his hips to the side like that and then bursts, he's usually going for 6.
6:16 and counting in the second quarter on a big third down play here from the Routt 11-yard line. 3rd and 3 for Camp Point Central. Single receiver wide to the left is Alford. Moore under center. Puts the wingback in motion. Gives it off to the second back. That is
Louderback.
Or is it Louderback? It's Louderback. He stood up but kept the legs moving down to the 7-yard line. Needed 3, gained 4, and it'll be 1st and goal at the 7.
Nice
Cohen Utes and Will Jackson on that stop. But Lauderback again, Jack, as you said, trying to get a little extra yardage. The ball is a little weak, little loose.
Yep, 10 first downs for the Panthers now, but no points. Rout's got 4 first downs.
5:47 left in this first half. And what's been a game, again, both teams have a good yardage when it comes to the offensive side, but nobody's been able to cross that goal line. Feels like watching a Cowboys game.
Never that bad.
Moore under center. Hey, it's the Cooper Rush show, baby. He'll hand it off on the right side. Nice job by the Routt defense. Busting through that line was Colton Decker on the tackle of Louderback. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. No gain, no loss. 2nd and goal from the 7.
This is the time when you expect to see somebody like Ginnebacher get the ball because he's your money man, or to see Moore possibly put the ball in the air.
Ginnebacher was off the field on that play. He's back out there now with 5:07 and counting in this first half of play. Been an entertaining game so far. Fans are really into this one, on the edge of their seats.
Coach Dixon said it might be a quick game, and the first half's been just that. 20 minutes still, too.
Moore checks the line, calls everyone set, takes the snap. He'll hand it off on the right side. That looks to be Pabin as the ball carrier. Drew Pabin is wrestled down back at the 9, a loss of 2, and it'll be 3rd and
Decker
goal.
on the stop. That's the second time Drew's been stopped behind the line of scrimmage, so something's not working too well for the Panthers, but now we're moving the wrong way. We're still 3rd and goal, but closer to the 10-yard line.
Credit to left side of the Routt defense and the linebackers there. That 5-man front and the linebackers filling as they're taking on the right side of the offensive tackles, and the line on that side not making much space.
Not given heights and weights for Routt, but I'm going to guess Decker's about 5'11" and 247 pounds estimated. And Pabin is not. He wrestled him down fairly easily that time. In the double wing, single receiver split wide left. 4 minutes to play on a 3rd and goal from the 9. They'll hand it off to Ginnebacher, looking for the corner. Trying to get to the pylon. He is short of the goal line, down at the 1. So it'll be a 4th and goal at the 1 after an 8-yard gain on 3rd and goal from the 9.
Cohen Hoots chased him out of bounds after that 8-yard gain, right?
8-yard gain. A really nice seal block on this side to allow Ginnebacher out there. 4th and goal from the 1. They'll give it off right side. Griffin, no, Moore pulls it out at the end, and he gets in. Maybe a questionable decision by Moore as Griffin went in untouched, but he's able to turn and get across the goal line. Now we have a player for the Panthers a little lame, and that looks to be Moore as he's limping toward the sideline. 3:49 to play in the first. The Panthers do get the touchdown, but at what cost?
He looks like he's in a lot of pain on the sideline. Gavin Blewett, Jack, you said he's ready to start. We're going to see what Gavin does here on the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, Blewett is about as good of a backup as you're going to have, and Moore, do they have a trainer over there looking at him?
They do.
Ashley Ackman is there with him from QMG.
3:49 to play in the half. 6-0 Camp Point Central. Blewett sets up under center. The 6'2", 180-pound junior takes the snap. Keeps it himself on the right side on a little bit of a broken play and is punished by the Routt defense. 2-point try, no good. The Panthers strike first, but developing situation is Nick Moore out of the game with a lower leg injury. We'll talk more about it after this break on Central Illinois Sports.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You've heard that phrase many times. And Rod Prentice in Pittsfield, your State Farm agent, is the guy you can count on to be your friend and neighbor in the insurance business. He has a complete line of insurance available for you from State Farm Insurance. You can reach him at 217-285-6930. Our family trusts Rod Prentice with all of our insurance needs. Stop by their office on Washington Street and see the girls. And Rod Prentice, your State Farm agent, 217-285-6930.
Illini Community Hospital is committed to providing high-quality specialty care close to home. We are pleased to welcome Dr. William Severino, urologist, and Dr. Mark Mount, ear, nose, and throat physician, to the consulting physician clinic team at the Castile Center. Specialty care is also provided for orthopedics, cardiology, podiatry, obstetrics, oncology, and more. Learn more by visiting IlliniHospital.org or call 217-285-2113, extension 3950 to schedule an appointment.
Well, Camp Point Central strikes first with a 1-yard run by Nick Moore, but Moore is just now on his feet on the sideline as it looked like a possible ankle ailment. Central started the drive at their own 12-yard line at the 8:57 mark. They score with 3:49 to play in the second quarter and lead 6-0 on the Trucks scoreboard. Eiler has it teed up and ready to kick off here.
88 yards on that drive, Charlie.
Allen is the deep man back at his own 15-yard line. I wouldn't want to give Routt a short field here, and the Panthers don't necessarily want to either.
Drew Pabin will have to come in for Nick Moore on the defensive backfield in that quarterback spot.
Eiler ready to kick it off. Puts his foot into this one, drives it downfield. Going to be taken by Leahy at about the 12. 15, 20-yard line now, 25. Gets a block at the 30 and is wrestled down right there on the 30-yard line. That's where Routt starts first and 10 on this drive.
Got turned around, did he not, by the tackler?
Yeah. We'll give Mason Miller his second tackle on kick coverage. Good job for Mason Miller.
3 minutes, 43 seconds to play in the first half. Can Routt respond? They had a nice drive. A couple of nice drives in this game. They've just been turned away in the red zone.
If they come back and make the extra point, they could take the lead here. That would be key in this ball game with 3:43 left in the half. Will they try to pick on Pabin, who is taking the place of Nick Moore on the sidelines?
Two receivers to the right. Hoots back to pass, rolling to his right, has pressure from the front side and is going to throw it away. Did that make the neutral zone? No, it did not, and that's going to be intentional grounding.
There's your Caden Niekamp play right there, Jack. Caden with great pressure.
It did not reach the neutral zone. That's the rule this year. It has to reach the neutral zone.
Also a loss of down.
That's going to be a loss of down and bring up second down here.
How many yards?
I think they'll walk it off a 5, will they not? Intentional grounding against Routt.
Didn't make it back to the line of scrimmage. Does that mean anything, Charlie?
He's got to pass. It's got to get past the neutral zone. So a 5-yard penalty. It brings up a 2nd and 15 here. It's also a loss of down.
4 penalties, 5 yards apiece for Routt. They've done much better this week. Last week that was costly for them.
So back to the 25. They refer to it as the blocking zone, I believe, in the National Federation rather than the tackle box like they do.
3x6.
Yeah, he's got to be outside of where the tackles are basically, and then he's got to hand the ball, no matter if he throws it out of bounds or not, has to get past the neutral zone or the original line of scrimmage. Here's pressure on Hoots. He's able to step up and elude it here. Now rolling out to his left. Eyes downfield. Heaves it into the sideline, and this time it's an incomplete pass, and it's 3rd and 15.
There's a pressure you wanted, Jack. Reese Wilkie on the first, and then Cole Proct on the second. Force that play over the receiver's head.
Hoots ended up on the ground. Was that Proct that he ended up on the ground with?
Yep, I think so, and you don't want him falling on you. No. 6 of 9 is Hoots on the day for 95 yards. 4 first downs for the Rockets. Panthers on the day with that touchdown have 11 first downs.
Stop me if I've said this before. This is a big play.
6-0 the lead right here on the Trucks LLC scoreboard. Trucks, give them a call, 217-922-0044. If you've got a diesel, they've got the repair for you.
When they've needed a big play, they've found Dax Baptist so far today. He and Oswald are split on the right side. Back to pass goes Hoots. No pressure on him at this point. Comfortable in the pocket across the middle of the field. It's Leahy. Leahy retreats. Has to get to the sticks. Trying to turn it up. He's going to be right at the first down marker. He'll get it with forward progress to the 40-yard line. A gain of 15 on the play. And a 1st and 10 for Routt.
Now, is that Aiden or Declan?
That is Aiden Leahy, 22.
Darren Rigg came across from the far side for that tackle, but they'd made the extra yardage they needed for the line of scrimmage, and the Routt offensive line had 6 people in there for protection that time.
Baptist did a nice job catching that ball and then running out of the defenders that had him pocketed and then found enough for the first down.
2 wide to either side. Hoots again is back to pass. 3-man rush. Throws it to the left, a little bit low for the intended receiver. That time is
Walker.
Ethan Walker. Incomplete pass will stop the clock, bring up a 2nd and 10 from the 40.
Tried to get it to Walker twice in that position, been low both times.
2:55 left in the half.
But even when they're in a 4th or a 3rd and long, they're so dangerous with the ability of Hoots. Hoots last week, we thought maybe we wouldn't see him this week, but apparently things didn't work out the way we thought in the beginning.
You mean he wasn't ejected? 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right-hand side. Hoots in the gun. Here comes the pressure up the middle, picked up by Routt. Now Hoots has a man right in his face as he throws, looks deep downfield, has the man back there, and it's Leahy. Overthrows him by just a hair.
Reese Wilkie on the coverage. He put a good hit on the quarterback. First he came through Will Jackson, who was in for extra coverage, took him out, and then hit the quarterback, all resulting in an incomplete pass.
Very good timing on that, though, because if he'd have been a half second later, they'd have called the roughing the passer, and it could have happened that time.
Looked like there might have been a casualty on the Panther sideline that time on the old play card. It took a tumble for a moment. Somebody was not where they were supposed to be. 2:48 left in the half. 3rd and 10. As you talked about, Routt is very capable on these type of downs.
And there'll be a 4-down territory, I think, Charlie, even though they're still in their own territory.
3 timeouts left on both sides as well. Here's Hoots back to pass. He has the time. He has Walker, and he is able to secure it at the Panther 47-yard line. A gain of 13 and a 1st and 10.
Try again, right, Jack? 3rd time they got Walker on that completion.
Well, that time they went where Nick Moore would have been, 124 yards on 13 passes, and they have completed 7 of those 14. Make it 8.
Clock should be moving here. 2:40 to play in the half. Run the clock.
Why isn't
now,
the clock moving?
It was moving. It just freezes. It's these digital clocks. It's all the rage. Rolling out to the right is Hoots. Has a little pressure. Avoids the rush. Looks to the sideline, and it's overthrown for the intended man. Incompletion. Stops the clock with 2:21 to play.
Caden Camp again under pressure. I think the Panther defensive front was looking forward to a 15-minute break at halftime.
You know, it's very interesting because Hoots throws the ball where it's really hard to intercept it because he'll throw it high and his receivers have a shot, or else they'll tuck it down around their knees.
He throws it hard, too.
Yes, he does.
Kind of surprised he's not a baseball kid. Trips left, single man to the right. Jackson stands to the right of the quarterback, Hoots.
Probably a loyalist.
Hoots wipes the hands, calls for the snap. He's going to try to run on the intended draw play here and has some success down to the 40-yard line. A gain of 7 on that play. This will bring up a 3rd down and 3.
Big run for him.
Hunter and Elijah on the tackle. Darren Rigg, 72. Robert Gooding had a chance for a tackle for loss, just whiffed and turned into a 7-yard gain.
Offensive lineman got just enough of that defensive lineman to be able to break him open, too.
Hoots is not a huge kid, but they're not afraid to let him run himself here. He's elusive. Trips left. 150 and counting to the half. Hoots, high snap, back to pass. Blitz is picked up, has all kinds of time. Now he's flushed out of the pocket and is dragged down to the backfield.
Elijah Ginnenbacher. As you said, Charlie, the blitz was picked up, but Elijah did not give up, took that guy out of the way. There must have been enough coverage that caused Hoots to pull it back,
Panthers
and he made the tackle.
4th and 12 as he lost 9 on that play. And Camp Point Central whistled for the timeout. 1:36 to play in the half. It'll be 4th and long for Routt when we come back.
For the past 4 years, I've had the honor of serving our community as the Pike County Clerk and Recorder. Within those years, I have completed the first ever internal payroll audit in Pike County history, increased revenue with the recording department with implementation of record availability, and administered and or written over $3.75 million in grant monies. I would appreciate your support to continue this progress, and please vote Roseberry on November 8th.
Paid for by the Pike County Republican Central Committee.
It'll be 4th and 12 for Routt coming out of the timeout here. 1:36 to play in the half. 6-0 is the Camp Point Central lead on the Trucks LLC scoreboard. Ball is just past midfield, like we were saying on the break. I would punt here. What's your thoughts? Punt?
I think they're going to go for it, but if you punt here, you put Central very, very deep with just a minute and a half left in the first half.
Bob, are you punting or going for it here?
I'm going to take my senior quarterback and put the ball in his hands and get a 12-yard gain for a first down only a minute and 30 left in the half, so we're going for it.
All right, we're taking Bob to the boat after this game. 1:36 to play in the half. 6-0 the advantage for the squad from Camp Point Central. And
watch out for the pick six.
Oh, it's a dangerous play, 4th and 12. They do have the ability to get it, though, and that's the thing. That's why you're comfortable if you are Barry Creviston. You have the athletes to pick this type of play up on the regular.
Panthers have been blitzing.
Routt with Jackson standing to his left. Takes a snap. He's back to pass. He has some time. Now feels a little pressure. Steps up. Avoids the rush. Ball is loose. He has to dive for it. It's loose, and it is
Routt's got it back.
Recovered, but back at the 40-yard line of Routt. They're going to lose 11 yards on the play and have a turnover on downs back of the 40. And the Panthers now with 2 timeouts with tremendous field position.
Hunter Lauterbach and Caden Niekamp all over that. Elijah Ginnenbacher. We're calling his name as many times as you're saying this is a big play, Charlie. Elijah's in the backfield. And, an incompletion would have been better than the fumble recovery here.
They're going to actually set the ball at the 41-yard line of Routt with 1:27 to play in the half. But this is the Gavin Blewett-led offense now for Camp Point Central as Moore is still sidelined with, as they would call in hockey, a lower body injury.
Don't kid yourself. Blewett can do the job.
Blewett can do it.
He's got Isaac Ginnenbacher and Connor Griffin. Hunter Lauterbach in the backfield.
They'll hand it off to the second back on the right side. This is
Gavin Graves. I said the wrong name.
Graves going to take it inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line. A gain of 3 on the play.
Colton Decker for the Routt Rockets on the stop.
Panthers have 2 timeouts left after taking that one to kill the clock early.
They'll get up quick to the line here on a 2nd and 7. Put Graves in motion. They'll fake the handoff. Blewett now is in some trouble. Breaks a tackle in the backfield. Those spins forward and makes something out of nothing there to the 36. A gain of 2 and a timeout whistle here for Camp Point Central. It'll be 3rd down and 5 yards to go for the Panthers. 59 seconds left to play in the half as you watch high school football on Central Illinois Sports.
I love working in spine care because when patients get better, there's no better feeling than that.
We both, Alexis and I, take a lot of time listening to their story, which is important so the patients know that we are caring and are thinking about them and not just about their back or just about their neck. You start with the story, you add the exam information, and then you come up with what's causing this problem, and then a treatment plan.
.59 ticks left in the first half. 6-0 Camp Point Central on the Trucks LLC scoreboard. For all of your diesel repair needs, it's Trucks. They can come and see you.
Looking over on the sidelines to see if I can see Nick Moore anywhere, and I'm guessing he's sitting on a bench over there.
3rd and 5. Blewett will be under center.
Full house backfield now.
Yep. From the 36 on this 3rd down and 5 yards to go. Takes the snap, hands it off to the deep back, Ginnenbacher. Ginnenbacher looking for room, stretches out, taken down near the 31-yard line. Very close to the first down marker. Should be enough, and it is. A 5-yard gain and a 1st and 10 for the Panthers. 54 seconds to play in the half.
12th first down, but they've got some distance they need to keep moving.
And no Nick Moore. Under center again is Blewett. He takes the snap, hands it off to Graves. Looking to get outside on the right side. Can't do so as he's chased down out there by Trey Gauss, the sophomore. Back to the 37-yard line. A loss of 6 yards on the play.
That's about the 3rd time we've tried to get outside on that side and had a lot of pressure from the defense. We're not getting anything out of that play.
And Goss is a guy who's filling in for a man that's out for the rest of the season because of some disciplinary action.
2nd and 16 here. Back to passes. Blewett, all kinds of pressure. Ball is stripped, and it is still loose. It's live. Michael Wilson's got it. They've not blown it dead. Wilson's still running and is tripped up at the 34-yard line. Everybody stopped. Everybody stopped like it was over, and with 12 seconds left in the half, Rout's going to have a chance on a 1st and 10 from the Panther 34-yard line. Strip sack of the quarterback Blewett. Had no idea he had pressure from his backside that time, was hit, and Wilson recovers, runs it all the way to the 34, and Routt will have a couple of opportunities at the end zone here. 12 seconds to play.
Actually had one of his own players right there with him, so there was a lot of confusion without Nick Moore there, who runs things smooth on the sidelines with that ankle injury.
6-0 Camp Point Central. But Routt, with a couple of executed plays here, could have a lead.
They could have time for 3 plays with their timeouts.
The quick hitters here, maybe try to get to the...
If you're the Panthers, you got to put pressure on him.
Hoots is back to pass. Looks downfield. He's hit now. He gets away from the rush, gets back up, and is going to be sacked back at the 40. 5 seconds left on the clock, and Routt will call a timeout. So back to the 40. That's a loss of 6. It'll be 2nd and 16. We'll keep it right here.
Reese Wilkie and Owen Roth on the pressure that time, Jack.
Nice job by those two.
I think Wilkie was the guy who kind of got blocked out of the play. He got back up, and when he did, he and Hoots were face-to-face. 2nd and 16 with 5 seconds left, so this should be the final play, barring a defensive penalty here at the end of this first half.
Hoots had 22 yards, then he lost 9, 11, and 6.
The offensive juggernaut we saw the first 20 minutes of the half has turned into backwards play the last 5 minutes of the half.
But all it takes is one, and they've been getting some people open, and they've got 5 receivers that really find ways to get open.
2nd and 16 from the 40-yard line here for Routt. And they've called the timeout with 5 seconds left. You're just not going to get much of an opportunity to run more than one play.
No, you know, when you're able to have that 3-man line, that means you've got 8 guys back there to defend the pass. So the 3-men have really done a nice job in the last 3 series that Rout's had the ball. They got to do it again. Just about ready to go. 5 seconds left.
Have blew it pretty deep in defense. He's all the way back to the 15-yard line.
Kind of in the prevent, aren't they? A bunch set here on the right-hand side. These are the type of situations guys like Barry Creviston live for. They get down and draw it out in the dirt. They're going to launch it deep downfield. Look for a Walker. That's pass interference, is it not? It is not called. No penalty flag. All kinds of folks on this side of things thought he got contacted before the ball was there. I'm not so sure Central didn't catch a break to end this first half. And we head to the Little Jess Motor halftime show. It's Camp Point Central 6, Routt nothing. Halftime stats and analysis come your way next on Central Illinois Sports.
There's a road that makes all the difference between the good and the great. A road less traveled for the few who can handle the grind. One of hard work, dedication, integrity, and leadership, with a respect for heritage and tradition and a willingness to adapt. At Little Jess, we travel that road every day because we believe in that difference. And we dare our competition to try and keep up. Little Jess, serving the tri-state area since 1969.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the beautiful and historic city that is Pittsfield, Illinois, a community that feels like home.
Home to over 4,000 residents, a progressive and growing community serves as an amazing place to live, learn, work, and play. With civic, charitable, family, and recreational activities available, you'll never be bored here. Attend an event or festival. Play some disc golf on our new championship course. Spend the day fishing, or even catch a Civil War reenactment. As a community driven by success, Pittsfield provides numerous incentives to assist citizens and local businesses. Our goal in Pittsfield is to truly advance and prosper. Staying healthy is made easy here, with access to doctors, dentists, and other medical specialists throughout the community. People come to Pittsfield for a variety of reasons: stately historical homes, an abundance of natural resources, hunting, scenic areas along the Illinois and Mississippi rivers, festivals, recreational opportunities, and much more. People stay in Pittsfield simply because life here is great. Picture yourself in Pittsfield today.
Catch all the action at Jersey's Bar and Grill in Camp Point. Central football games every Friday on the big screen. 7 TVs to catch every NFL game all season long. Come enjoy a nice afternoon on the patio or listen to some live music on the weekends. Queen of Hearts drawing every Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Rain City Addiction on the patio on September 3rd at 7 o'clock. Bags Tournament September 11th at 2 o'clock. Our Oktoberfest celebration will be September 17th with the Robert Sampson Band at 7 o'clock. Car show same day from 12 to 3. Get to Jersey's Bar and Grill in Camp Point, your hometown sports bar.
Since 1921, Farmers State Bank of Camp Point has been a vital part of our community's history. We are proud of our growth, our community leadership, and our success, which is only possible because of all those who shared this journey with us. We are grateful to the generations of loyal customers, families, businesses, employees, officers, and directors who have shaped not only our story, but our entire communities. Thank you. We look forward to serving you and your future generations for the next 100 years. Farmers State Bank and Camp Point. Together, we are a strong, united community.
Back with you on the Little Jess Motors halftime show. It's a 6-0 advantage for Camp Point Central on top of Routt here at the halftime break. Some exciting plays in this contest, but only one score so far, Jack, and that was Camp Point Central's lone touchdown that has been the biggest play so far in a number of ways.
That on the Trucks LLC scoreboard on the Little Jess Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Quincy, Illinois halftime show. It's the place to go for your next vehicle purchase. Their staff is committed to making the car buying process simple and making sure each customer's needs are satisfied. Learn more at littlejessmotor.com or stop by and see them at 3431 Main Street in Quincy. On the Trucks scoreboard, of course, Trucks LLC, your diesel mechanics, 217-922-0044. The score came at the 3:49 mark of the second quarter. Panthers had started on their own 12-yard line. Moore took it in from 1 yard out. The run for the point after was no good. Very costly as Nick Moore was hurt at halftime or on that play, and he has not played since. Gavin Blewett's been filling in for him, and the Panthers lead it by a 6-0 count. We'll take a break on the Little Jess Motors halftime show. Back with individual stats, team stats, and more on the Little Jess Motor halftime show on Central Illinois Sports.
Here at Mountain Dew, it's easy to tell who really loves the outdoors. For one thing, there's the rack on your car and the hitch on the back of your truck. There's your garage full of toys, from dirt bikes to wakeboards. And there's your cooler full of Mountain Dew, always at the ready. Because when it's time to get out there, climb into your deer stand or your fishing boat, a cooler of ice-cold Mountain Dew, that's as important a piece of outdoor gear as your spinning rod or your four-wheeler. Mountain Dew. Get out and do.
PCRE Real Estate and Auction is your #1 resource for buying or selling real estate in West Central Illinois. With 2 office locations, one in Pike County and the other in Calhoun County, PCRE Real Estate and Auction is the place to go when you're looking to buy or sell farmland, recreational and hunting land, residential or commercial property. See our current listings at PCRERealestate.com or call us at 217-285-5800 for PCRE Real Estate and Auction.
Hi, I'm Gage Weir, and I'm running for Pike County Treasurer. Just like our Sockies and Wolves football under the Friday Night Lights, it's time to get our head in the game this November. As your treasurer, I will ensure to hit high marks of success, and I will not pass an opportunity to help keep Pike County affordable for all of us who call it home. As a lifelong resident of Pike County, I know the importance of dedicated and faithful elected officials who work tirelessly for Pike County. That is why we must break through the line of inefficiency and ensure transparency between government and the people it serves. Let's tackle Pike County's fiscal responsibility together. Don't fumble your vote. Vote Gage Weir for Pike County Treasurer this upcoming November.
Paid for by Gage Weir for Pike County Treasurer.
Pressure's on You would like to wish all the area teams the best of luck this year. If you're looking to get your team shirts or just looking for spirit wear for yourself, remember Pressure's on You. We have over 1,400 square foot of retail space in our shop. Stop by and see us and check out our offerings. Business lets us help you promote your brand. Decoration methods we offer include screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving. Thank you to everyone in our community for the support over the last 16 years. Thank you for supporting local. Pressure's on You, 506 West Wood, Camp Point, Illinois. Helena Agra of Camp Point, Illinois is a proud sponsor of the broadcast of Camp Point Central football. For all your seed, fertilizer, and ag chemical needs, the experts at Helena Agra, Brian Obert, Dustin Roskamp, are the guys to call. Let them show you the best seed, fertilizer, and ag chemicals to make your farming operation a success. Call 217-593-7761. That's 217-593-7761 for Helena Agra. Helena Agra says, go Panthers!
Welcome back to the Little Jess Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram halftime show. Thank you to Rodney, Andrew, and the gang there at Little Jess Motors for our halftime sponsorship. 6-0 in favor of Camp Point Central here at halftime. And this is how we got there. For Routt, only 4 positive yards in rushing in the first half on 14 carries. They were led with 8 yards from Will Jackson on 6 carries, but his last 3 were negative yardage. Cohen Hoots was up to 22 yards, but then he had a -9, 11, and 6. Ended with a -4 in the first half. Dax Baptist with 1 carry for a -1. Passing, on the other hand, very good for Routt in the first half. They were 7 of 15, 124 yards. Picked up 6 first downs in the first half. Ron Oswald had 56 yards on 2 catches. Dax Baptist, 3 catches, 32 yards. 23 yards for Aiden Leahy on 3 catches. And Ethan Walker had 14 yards on 1 catch and 3 attempts on the day. Cohen Hoots threw all those passes, all 15, 7 of 15, no interceptions, 1 fumble for Routt in the first half. For the Panthers of Camp Point Central, they gained 142 yards on 31 carries, led in the first half with 32 yards from Isaac Ginnenbacher on 5 carries, 7 yards for Gavin Graves on 4 carries, 30 yards for Ross Riley on 6 carries, 57 yards for Connor Griffin on 4 carries, 7 yards for Nick Moore in the first half on 3 carries, and a -2 yards for Drew Pabin, 20 yards for Hunter Lauterbach on 5 carries, and 1 carry for Gavin Blewett for 2 yards in the first half. Nick Moore was 1 of 2 on the day, 14 yards in passing. Found Isaac Ginnenbacher on that one. Carter Eiler was the other intended receiver, but couldn't pull that one down. 12 first downs in the first half. Routt trails Camp Point Central 6-0 here at halftime. We'll take a break and come back with more after these.
The caring and experienced professionals at Hamilton Funeral Homes are here to support you through this difficult time. We offer a range of personalized services to suit your family's wishes and requirements. You can count on us to help you plan a personal, lasting tribute to your loved one, and we'll carefully guide you through the many decisions that must be made during this challenging time. You're welcome to call us at any time of the day, any day of the week. Visit our funeral home in person or on the web at hamiltonfuneralhome.com. Call 217-593-6517. Camp Point Central Sports are proud to have Dear Wester Grain as a sponsor of this broadcast. Dear Wester Grain, there for you for all your grain and feed needs. Why don't you give them a call and check out all the locations of Dear Wester Grain? With locations in Golden, Paloma, Mount Sterling, Clayton, La Prairie, Liberty, Industry, Carthage, and Blandonsville. For more information, call Dear Wester Grain Services 696-4461. That's 696-4461, or on the web at dearwestergrain.com. Call Best Systems Builders for all your insulation needs. We are a full-service insulation contractor offering both open and closed cell spray foam, blown cellulose, and fiberglass installation. Best Systems has 2 BPI certified professionals ready to inspect your home or business today. You may qualify for incentives through the American Act on Energy program. Call Scott or Michael at 217-285-6005 for your free estimate, or visit us online at gobestsystems.com and start saving money on your energy bill today. Williams Auto Sales, 439 North 3rd in Quincy is your headquarters for quality used vehicles. Shop their 439 North 3rd location Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and Saturdays 9 to 2. Check out their inventory of WilliamsAutoSalesQuincy.com or call Tony the Truck Guy at 217-223-3325. Williams Auto Sales, 439 North 3rd in Quincy, wishing the Panthers the best of luck this year. Give them a call at 217-223-3325. Williams Auto Sales. Abney Home Improvement is a family-owned company with Christian values. We have a passion for helping our customers find the best products at a great price. We understand making a large purchase of windows and doors for your home is a big investment. Our mission is to be completely upfront with you. We have built our business on trust and reputation. We depend on our customers to refer us to friends and family for their home improvement needs. Call 573-221-0886. We finish what we start with quality for you. Abney Home Improvements, 100% satisfaction is what we build our business on.
If you're near retirement or thinking about retiring, you probably have questions. How do you make your savings last? How much should you take out and when? You're ready for retirement, but are your finances? Your Edward Jones financial advisor, Derek Harris, can help you build a strategy to help your finances keep up with your needs over the long haul. You've done what it takes to get there. Now it's time to make the most of retirement. Stop by the office at 1891 Main Street in Quincy, Illinois for a face-to-fact appointment. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.
Back with you on the Little Jess Motors halftime show. 6-0 the advantage for Camp Point Central on top of Jacksonville Routt here at the halftime break. And a game I think that, a week ago, if you would have said these two teams were going to be playing a close game, you'd probably have believed it. Routt was really flying high at that point. They kind of came back down to earth a little bit last week against Unity Payson, but maybe, Jack, people are not giving that Unity Payson group credit for the type of effort they put forth last week. They kind of shut this Routt team down, dominated them, and you're seeing a much different effort from them here today.
Well, Minden tackles extremely well, and they're hard-hitting, and Camp Point Central plays that way also, don't get me wrong, but in this first half, it has really been the play of Cohen Hoots, who's kept the Panthers on their heels a little bit. The Panthers been able to run the ball, but shot themselves in the foot, running out of downs one time, then lost their quarterback in Nick Moore, and they have not looked smooth with Blewett in at quarterback, and I was a bit shocked by that. They need to get that shored up at halftime.
Yeah, Blewett, Bob, you even talked about he's taken a lot of snaps in game action this year, and it was just there's not a lot of continuity there, it looks like, between he and the backs at this point.
It looks like they had a couple plays that didn't get the handoffs in the right spot, and then he had a pass play that he got some pressure from the weak side, blind side actually, which resulted in a turnover. But he's played a lot of snaps. He's played a lot of varsity basketball. He's a good athlete. I think they'll get him coached up at halftime and get him ready to go.
Key thing is Panthers get the second half kickoff, and it'll be if they can move the ball down the field, and that time of possession has been very good for them because Routt quite honestly stops the clock a lot when they don't complete passes. 7 of 15, not a bad average, but 124 yards in the first half. Pretty good yardage.
But Routt offense with the ball in their hands can score on any play. And that's the thing that makes them dangerous is if you're Central, you want to try to control the time of possession of the second half because Routt with the football in their hands is a very, very dangerous squad.
The difference in the Panthers getting the ball on the kickoff and getting it down the field, putting it in the end zone and getting that two-point conversion versus not doing that's huge. Might the Routt Rockets come out and try to steal one with an onside kick to start the second half?
It is a thought, and with the way Central's offense played there toward the end of the first half, it's probably a pretty good risk-reward scenario for Routt.
Yeah, I feel like the Panthers had a lot of offensive yardage and moving the ball from inside the 10 towards the goal line. But it feels like to me the pressure's been produced by the Routt offense much more than the Panther offense.
And really the pressure of the Panthers has come from that three-man defensive line in about the last 4 series where they have really put pressure on the quarterback and got some sacks. When you're doing that 3-on-5 or 6, that's pretty good.
Should have been an interesting second half. It's an extended halftime. It's homecoming here for Routt, so they introduced their homecoming court, including the guys who are on the football team. That's the second week I've seen that this year, and it wasn't any less strange this time than it was the first. The Little Jess Motor halftime show continues on after this break on Central Illinois Sports.
Time to be thinking about tax planning. You can count on Illinois FBFM for accounting, consulting, and tax preparation for farmers and businesses in Pike, Brown, and Adams County. Phone 217-593-7233. That's 593-7233. Illinois FBFM can take care of your farm accounting needs. Get your accounts in order for this tax season. Contact Jesse Shootman, Emily Carlson, and Brad Wellman, Illinois FBFM in Camp Point, working for you. Few things compare to Camp Point Central's fans' dedication to the Panthers. The same can be said about Channel and the farmers they serve. You see, unlike other seed companies, they don't have salesmen. With Channel, you get the advantage of a dedicated Channel seedsman, a trusted year-round advisor who can provide the right recommendations for your fields. It's their hands-on approach that truly sets them apart. Customized service, expert advice, elite seed management products. Find your Channel seedsman at channel.com or contact local district sales manager Matt Hughes at 217-242-8852.
Did you know that PCRE Real Estate and Auction now offers a full-service auction alternative? Farmland, residential real estate, commercial real estate, estates, guns, antiques, farm equipment, and commercial equipment are a few examples that the experienced auction team is ready to assist you with. Our team can make the auction experience less stressful and smooth. Check out our next auctions at our new auction location at 500 Piper Lane in Pittsfield, or call 217-430-2985 and speak with Jason Duke to learn more.
It's time to say Pepsi, please, at your local county market. Refreshment Services Pepsi and County Market, your best value for delicious drinks to get ready for every game. Stop by your local county market to pick up your favorite Pepsi products today. Stock up for your next family get-together. Refreshment Services Pepsi in County Market for the best price around on all your Pepsi products. You love them and they've got them at County Market. Stop by today and say, Pepsi, please, at your local County Market.
Back on the Little Jess Motors halftime show, 6-0 Camp Point Central with the advantage over Routt. As we told you, Central will be on the kick return side of things to start this second half of play. Week 5 of the football season, and the Panthers trying to get that 5th win that a lot of teams drive for each and every year, and they've got quite the streak going when it comes to getting playoff eligible.
They've done quite well making the playoffs once Bill Reed in his last year or so, and then, of course, Brad Dixon. I think they've made it every year, and they were 5-5 one year when they played Tuscola. I remember on a year when had some talent, just didn't have that talent across the board like they have right now. You know, you look at the 6-0 score, Lena Winslow had somebody challenge them for a little bit last night, and then they exploded out. It's really how you react to the diversity of losing a quarterback or, you know, penalties, that type of thing, and things not flowing the right way. Can you come out in the second half and really take charge of the game? Because the longer you let Routt hang around, the longer they believe in themselves, and they could be a problem.
You said, Charlie, in the first half, a lot of pivotal plays that seemed to tilt slightly to the Panthers' way. Those turned back to purple. Completely different second half.
Well, that's the thing. Routt, anytime their offense is on there, they have the pressure that you feel as a defensive player is huge because one missed assignment, and they could be going for 6. You mentioned Lena Winslow, by the way. They were down to Fulton in that game. Fulton's got a very good team this year, maybe one of the top teams in 1A. They were down 12-8. They won 46-22, I think, in that game. So they figured it out.
They found their gear.
They have 3 kids averaging over 10 yards a carry. I guess that's okay.
It's good when you've got a town of about 30,000 next to you that the football team called the Pretzels isn't really having much success. And they all seem to find their way to Lena with no problem. I've been there. The water tasted just the same as it does in Camp Point and Pittsfield, I promise.
They do have running water, though, which is an improvement over the facility here. It is a halftime lead of Camp Point Central, 6-0 over Routt. Second half play-by-play your way next on Central Illinois Sports.
The Farmers National Bank of Griggsville with locations in Griggsville, Mount Sterling, and Pittsfield. Maybe you ask, why choose Farmers National Bank of Griggsville? The answer is simple. Local people, local decisions, and local commitment with local investments. We have many products and services to meet your needs. We invite you to find out more about us. Go to fmbgriggsville.com and explore all the services we offer. Visit any of our 3 friendly locations in Mount Sterling, Griggsville, and Pittsfield today. The Farmers National Bank of Griggsville, local people helping local people, member FDIC. Damon Plumbing, serving all of Pike County and the surrounding area with quality residential and commercial plumbing services. Damon Plumbing offers septic installation, drain cleaning, new water lines, remodel work for your home, or if you're planning a new build, make sure you include the Damon boys. To get it right the first time, no job too big. Have you seen Braden and Doug? Or too small? Sorry, Corby, couldn't resist. Call Braden at 217-491-5415 or Doug at 217-617-2318. Damon Plumbing, recommended by our family for your family. When you think of fall, what comes to mind besides pumpkins, honey, and football? How about fertilizer? Studies show more than 1/3 of your crop's yield is determined by fertilizer alone. Studies also show as much as 40% potassium and 30% phosphate gets tied up in stalks and residue, as well as high clay content. Nutrient Ag Solutions recommends Titan, which is an innovative fertilizer catalyst designed for use with dry fertilizer blends. Titan will keep nutrients from being tied up and increase fertilizer availability in your crop. Titan is a low-cost option to improve crop fertility. Contact your nutrient crop consultant today. Brian Dickut Trucking, LLC has been in business since 1995. Brian Dickut Trucking offers hauling of liquid and dry fertilizer, grain, rock, feed, lime, with local and long-distance hauling. Brian Dickut Trucking is located at 1878 East 2100 Street, Camp Point. Call them at 217-257-8302. That's 257-8302. Long dumps, short dumps, hoppers, and tanks. When you need it hauled, trust the experts at Brian Dickut Trucking, LLC in Camp Point. They deliver.
Back on the Little Jess Motors halftime show. 6-0 Camp Point Central on top of Routt, and Bob's got an injury update.
Well, we saw the Nick Moore leave the field at halftime, walking gingerly, and on his return to halftime, to the field after halftime, he's coming back with a pair of crutches and no pads.
Yeah, we really can't tell. I mean, it looked like it was below the knee to us, but we really don't know that. Really didn't look like an ACL type injury.
Look, hockey, Jack, they just tell you it's a lower body injury. Lower body. It's anywhere below the waist.
Anything below your teeth is lower body, I think, in hockey.
There's just two pieces of anatomy at the hockey, right?
Yeah, upper
and lower.
Lower body. Yeah, no teeth, though. Our second half is brought to you in part by Tim Waters and Waters Concrete. They offer quality concrete for your next job or project. They can help you with your new build, driveways, decorative patios, anything with concrete. It's Waters Concrete, ready to serve you. 309-252-1052.
I'm Routt. I'm going to give it a shot, see if I can get the ball back right away.
It's unusual. We had a homecoming, but that means we had a 23-minute break between plays, and that might be able to give one side or the other an opportunity or a challenge.
Well, if you're Routt, you kind of wanted that because Central's running people in and out a lot, and so they probably could have used the rest, but I guess we'll see. And when you're at home, maybe things just seem a little better. When it's only 6-0, that kind of pumps you up a little bit too.
Now, you don't want to say that any player is not replaceable, but if you're Central, losing Nick Moore, that's a big key to everything you do on both sides of the ball.
Yep, you've been practicing and expecting him to be on the defensive side and the offensive side both, but injuries happen in every sport, and it's how you react to diversity that will determine your success or failure.
I'm sure they told him at halftime, Nick's going to be out, but Drew, you're back up on defense. Gavin, you're back up on offense. Gentlemen, here's your chance. Get up here and shine.
The old next man up mentality, and you've got to have that if they're going to be successful here today. All right, Oswald is going to tee it up. You know, when you go and talk to the guys on the left side of the line, it probably is not like, hey, I'm about to kick this deep.
Yeah.
Gavin Graves and Drew Pavin deep for us, Charlie.
I would expect the ball not to get to them, but we'll see.
Yeah, in fact, I'd probably be moving up a little bit if I were some of the guys, but let's see what they're going to do.
Oswald is going to take about a 10-yard run at this on the kickoff. And he will kick it deep. What do I know?
I'll be darned.
Riley lets it go by, and it's taken by the deep man. Had to kind of pick it up on the bounce. That looks to be Pavin, is it not? And he'll be stopped after a short return up near the 19-yard line. So 1st and 10 from their own 19 for Camp Point Central. 11:51 to play in the third.
Talked about field position before the game, and Central really has had very poor field position, even though they've been able to move the ball down to the other end one time for a touchdown. One time fell a little bit short.
So here comes Blewett to the field.
Well, I would say halftime should benefit him. He had 23 minutes to settle. What's the game plan? I know what we're doing. What's the first 3 plays? We can probably script those a little bit and get Gavin his feet under, but he's a good enough athlete. He can make it happen.
Come out with 2 receivers to the right to put a man in motion. Hand it off to Griffin from the fullback spot. He is going to spin forward up near the 24-yard line, a gain of 5 on the play. And it brings up a 2nd and 5.
Griffin leads the way with 62 yards on 5 carries. One of those a 43-yard carry, of course.
Is that still the longest play from scrimmage, Jack?
It is. Except, Routt had, a longer play than that when they threw for 56 yards to Oswald.
The Boeing formation. They put Graves in motion. They'll hand it off to Graves on the right side. He rushes forward up across the 30, down to the 31-yard line. A gain of 7 on the play and a 1st and 10 for Central. 13
first downs now. Graves had one guy that he needed to beat, and that man made the tackle on the left-hand side.
That was Trey Goss, the sophomore, who's in for subbing for someone you said, Jack, but he made a nice one-on-one tackle.
Yep. He played well today.
Yep, because they've got a big man that they're missing for Routt, too.
1st and 10 from the 31-yard line for Camp Point Central. Under center is Blewett. Takes the snap, hands it off to the second back. That's Ginnenbacher. Ginnenbacher fights through one tackle, stretches forward up near the 36-yard line, a gain of 5.
Will Jackson first on the stop for the Rockets, but Isaac is such a strong runner. That first contact was probably after a 3-yard gain. Isaac stretched it into 6.
Good job by Jackson keeping him there, though, because Ginnenbacher's used to scoring points when he gets the ball out there. If he gets those hips turned sideways and then burst out, you will not catch him.
2nd and 5, just past the 35. Their own 35 for Central, the double wing. Blewett takes the snap, hands it off to Riley now on the right side. Not much of a hole there. He's still fighting, trying to move forward. They do blow the play dead. He's up near the 37-yard line. Give him a gain of 1 on the play. 3rd and 4.
That's the least amount I've seen Riley carry the ball any time this year, I do believe.
That left side of the Routt defensive line has been tough today.
Christian Laner's on that stop,
What is
assisted
that?
by 55, Colton Decker.
What is that noise?
We're getting pumped up at the music.
Some
here,
kind
Jack.
of a defensive thing?
I'm pumped.
I just thought maybe they just like to yell, but now they play music too.
Panama Jack Chris Dewar here shooting some highlights. 3rd and 4. Blewett takes the snap, hands it off to Ginnebacher. Has a big hole on the left side. He finally is wrestled down by Hoots up near the 45-yard line, but that's a gain of 8 and another first down.
Ginnebacher with 45 yards now, 14th first down.
He's escorted at that time by our 2 tight ends, Josh Alford and Carter Either, and that's something we haven't mentioned too much, but those tight ends have an important job to make the offense run too, Charlie.
Hattie's wrapped up on both ankles, and then we're spinning him there, and you can see Ginnebacher knows that you need to come down at that point so they don't hurt his ankle.
9:27 and counting to the first, and another first down for the Panthers right at the 45-yard line.
Third quarter action.
6-0 the score on the Truck scoreboard. Blewett takes the snap, hands it off to Griffin. Griffin fighting for yardage here. Ball comes out. He was down by contact, it looked like here. The referee says he's down by contact, and he was at the 49-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play. Oohs and ahs and oohs and ahs, and a 2nd and 6.
Well, when you're trying to pull an upset, you're going to ask for that, but there was no doubt that ball was down.
Big hit by Ethan Walker and assisted by Ryan Oswald, the corner and a defensive end on the defensive right side.
Somebody on the line on the other side there wearing a number 70-something is shaking a hand like he's hurt a hand there somewhere. See that?
No.
Well, you will. It's a tight end, actually. Okay. Nope, it's a tackle on the right side.
Maybe he's got it pinched between the helmet. 6 seconds on the play clock as Blewett sets up under center. And a slow snap. That'll be a 5-yard penalty. And make it a 2nd down and 11.
24 yards of penalties on 4 calls. A couple of them holding, but they were half the distance to the goal. That's a crucial penalty right there.
Should move it back to the 44. 2nd and 11, 8:28 to play in this third period.
We'd call this 2nd and long. We'll see how Gavin and the offensive line come up with something. Hit Drew Pavin coming back in. Gavin Graves going out.
Pavin's just not been able to slip a tackle yet today and use his speed.
In the double wing, Blewett under center. 5-man front. They'll hand it off, looking for Pavin along the right-hand side, looking for running room here, and he does get free now. One man to beat, not able to beat him as he's wrestled out of bounds by Cohen Hoots, who has some good speed of his own. But he's taken out near the Routt 33-yard line. A pickup on the play. Let's see, that'd be 23 yards and a 1st and 10 to the Routt 30.
Nice anticipation on that call, Jack. Just exactly what hadn't worked.
Yeah.
Worked that time like a charm.
Not a good spot at all. He was down to about the 32, maybe even inside of it, but they've got the ball spotted way back on the 34-yard line.
Well, maybe when we went flying out of bounds, Hoots kind of did pick him up back there.
Yeah.
1st and 10, clock stopped as the man went out of bounds. 8:13 to play in the third. Central in Routt territory now. Blewett under center. They've looked smoother in this second half. Riley now gets it. He was a little more tentative than we've seen him run that time. Didn't really hit the line real hard like he usually does. Gains a couple on the play.
Will Jackson coming up from the linebacker spot for that stop.
Really protecting the ball that time was Ross Riley.
2nd and 8.
Jack, I wonder if that nice run by Drew will give him a little confidence when he turns to the defensive side, too, because that's an important spot that's vacated.
He had to use that burst of speed to get outside because it could have been stopped with Routt really penetrating on the defensive side on the left side.
Single man now split wide right. Looks to be Alford. They will hand it off to Ginnebacher. Makes a man a miss at the line of scrimmage. Now going to try to cut back across the grain. Has the first down as he's taken down near the 23-yard line. A gain of 9 on the play and a 1st and 10.
Trey Gossigan would call his number on that stop. It was a nice move by Isaac, but Charlie, don't you feel it's a little risky to move around there and have that ball exposed?
It is.
54 yards for Ginnebacher now, and there's very few people that could make a run like he made that one, make that spin and be able to get farther into Routt territory.
Especially when we've seen a couple of plays that were very close to being turnovers. 2 times, Rout's knocked the ball out just past the whistle to kill the play. Blewett takes the snap. He'll hand it off to Riley. Riley not going to gain much here, maybe a yard. Let's see where they set it. He was at the 23, and I think he's still there. That's a no gain on the play, 2nd and 10.
Will Jackson up again, one-on-one tackle, Jack. He's really impressed from the defensive side.
Well, they're selling out, and they're actually slanting into a hole there where they see that fullback coming into. That's one thing Griffin does a little bit different, keeps that head up and is able to shoot out on one side or the other if that hole's not filled, or if that hole is filled. Riley, on the other hand, runs really pretty much to the territory he's supposed to.
6:38 and the clock ticking down in this third period. Central with a 2nd and 10 at the Routt 23-yard line. A double wing. Under center is Blewett, the backup quarterback. Puts a man in motion. He'll hand it off to Riley. This time he hits it with a burst of speed and punishes the defender at the end down to the 15-yard line. Again on the play of 8.
Charlie, I think that's the type of run you've been seeing the rest of the contest today. Nice run by Ross. Gets us down to the 15. Still 3rd and 2, looks like.
That time he came out there and buried the ball inside the 2 arms. It really came out and ran hard.
Panthers controlling the clock to start this second half. Again, put the man in motion, and this time they draw the man off sides as Wilson jumped early, and that's a 5-yard penalty, and that'll result in a first down at the 10.
5-5-yard penalties against Routt. Wilson really selling out that time because he knows he can make a difference if he can get in the offensive backfield and create a fumble or something, but that time got caught, and will that make him a little bit more tentative on how he breaks? They'll take the yard markers and move them away, so you're at a goal-to-goal inside the 10. Is it at the 8 or the 9?
It's at the 10. It's actually sitting outside the 10-yard line, which I would say you would have a chance to pick up a first down.
That makes no sense at all.
The nose of the ball is just on the 10-yard line. I guess that means the nose of the ball would be just over the goal line, wouldn't it? Here's a handoff to Griffin, right up the gut. He'll gain down for a short 2 yards on the play. 2nd and goal from the 8.
Will Jackson, again, is one who's breaking that up. You know, the Routt defensive front is holding their blocks, and that's allowing the linebackers to come in and clean up the tackle. Will Jackson's following his defensive line extremely well in this possession.
Selling out on the fullback there, and that's what you want in the double wing, to be able to break somebody open. Might Blewett even have the ability to keep it himself on a naked bootleg coming off the fake from Ginnebacher.
My opinion.
You're giving the ball to
Ginnebacher's got the ball right here in his hands. Yeah. 5 minutes. The clock just under 5 now as Blewett sets up under center. Takes a snap. He'll give it off to Griffin on the right side. Looks for a cutback. Stays on his feet. Spins at the 5. Inside the 5 to around the 3. A gain of 5. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 3-yard line.
That's a nice run by Connor, was it not?
22. That's Baptist up. Aiden Leahy. Assist by Hoots. But Charlie, one more of those. Misdirection with the reverse spin. Ball gets exposed on those pieces. You just don't have the full sense of control when those happen.
It is 3rd and goal from the 3. This could be a big play in this game. I feel like I've said that before. Under center is Blewett. Hands it off to Riley. Riley with a second burst. Stretches out. He's down at the 1. It'll be 4th and goal from the 1 after a 2-yard gain.
You know, he was stopped at the line of scrimmage, and something sprung loose a bit to give him another 1.5 yards. But another, Charlie, it's about 1 1/4 yards, it looks like.
It's almost 2, isn't it?
When you think about that, would you
hard count?
Do a hard count first of all, but Ginnebacher really hadn't touched the ball about the last 5 plays.
Either that or I like Blewett's size of the quarterback spot. You could just try to go on the quarterback keeper. Here we go. 4th and goal from the 1. 3:43 and counting in the 3rd. Blewett under center, puts a man in motion, takes the snap, hands it off. Ross Riley on the right side, and he's in for the score. Ross Riley on the 1-yard touchdown plunge with 3:39 to play in the 3rd period, and the Panthers take a 2-touchdown lead.
Yeah, they're running behind Cole Proct, and the tight end on that side is Josh Alford. Those two guys are, need to make a 1.5 yard work. That's what they made happen. And don't forget our center, Owen Roth. A new quarterback into Charlie. That center quarterback exchange is important. Owen Roth looks very solid here in this possession.
81 yards on that drive. Started to start the 3rd quarter, and you've got 3:36 left, so they've used about 9 minutes to get there, about 8.5.
A crucial 2-point conversion here. Full house backfield. Blewett under center. And they'll take the snap, but first a false start, it looks like. And that'll move it back 5 yards.
Another 5-yard penalty, 29 yards on 5 calls for them, 5 on Routt. And that really makes this play a lot tougher. But the left-hander in Blewett, that's the thing people forget too. A left-handed quarterback really gives that defense a different look. And he can do some things that a right-handed quarterback cannot do on that side of the field.
Well, I think the playbook expanded a bit here from 3rd and 3 to 3rd and 8, from the 3-yard line to the 8-yard line. Probably a lot of more options for Casey to consider.
Kind of gives you an opportunity to showcase somebody like Ginnebacher here, possibly. They'll fake the pass. The lefty looks, and it's on a slide. Is it Eiler or Alford? It is I still can't tell.
It's Alford.
It's Alford on the two-point try, and it's good. So a two-point conversion makes it 14-0, 3:36 to play in the third.
Trucks LLC will be located this fall in the new building at 14 East Industrial Park Drive in Pittsfield. Call 217-922-0044. Diesel repair service offering 24-hour roadside repair, mobile service units, semi-truck and trailers, farm and ag equipment, DOT inspections, hydraulic hose repair, anything diesel, we can come to you along the road in the field or at your shop. It's Trucks. Call 217-922-0044. That's 217-922-0044. Time to be thinking about tax planning. You can count on Illinois FBFM for accounting, consulting, and tax preparation for farmers and businesses in Pike, Brown, and Adams County. Phone 217-593-7233. That's 593-7233. Illinois FBFM can take care of your farm accounting needs. Get your accounts in order for this tax season. Contact Jesse Shootman, Emily Matthews, and Brad Wellman. Illinois FBFM in Camp Point, working for you.
3:36 to play in the third. It is a 14-0 lead now for Camp Point Central on the Trucks scoreboard on the 1-yard touchdown run by Ross Riley on a drive that started at their own 19-yard line. How many plays did you say that was, Jack?
I have no idea on the number of plays. You do, though. 81 yards.
If Carter Arthur back here at the 40, and I think, Charlie, that's exactly what you'd like to draw up if you were the Central coaching staff at halftime. Let's get the kick. That was the risk at the onset, and have a good drive.
18 plays. And they faked the onside.
18 plays, 81 yards, took about 8.5 minutes. Game moving along fast. It's just past 2:30.
Eiler now will kick it off. It's a line drive kick going to be taken by Allen. He'll let it bounce and now pick it up at about the 15-yard line. 20, and it's taken down to the 23.
When he let the ball bounce, that allowed those defenders to get out there, and they really reacted well. Riley, one of them. Who else was there, Bob?
Like 34 that time. That should be Gennebacher, isn't it?
No, 34 is Connor Griffin.
Excuse me, Griffin.
So the two fullbacks in on the tackle. How about that?
First and 10 from the 23-yard line now for Routt.
Football mentality, Jack. Getting the hit on every carry isn't enough. They went on the kickoff coverage, too.
Two receivers split wide to the right in Baptist and Oswald. Two men to the left as well as Hoots is in the shotgun. Puts a man in motion left to right in Leahy. Going to hand it to him on the end-around play. Leahy's got a big hole this side. Now he tries to take it back outside and runs into the defender, but not before a gain up to the 35. A 12-yard pickup by Aiden Leahy on a first and 10 here for Jacksonville Routt.
Aiden Leahy ran the ball very hard that time.
Gavin Blewett, the quarterback, up now from his safety position, helping on that tackle. Josh Alford had it turned up, but he just couldn't get off the block to make a tackle for a lesser gain.
3 minutes, 15 seconds to play in the third. First play of the second half for Routt was a good one, a 12-yard gain. Hoots in the gun, goes back to pass. Has protection, looks down the middle of the field. It is picked off by Pabin, it looks like, here at the 50. 45, has a wall of blockers out in front. At the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10. Spins back and is ridden out of bounds by Hoots at the 6-yard line.
Oh, big play by Drew Pabin on that pick at about they said they picked it at the 40-yard line is where the official marked the spot, Jack. Ball was kind of sailing past the receiver. Drew had it, and then the defensive team turned into the best blocking we've seen downfield all day for giving him another 45-yard return.
I'm telling you, those Panthers are just hawking all the time, and Pabin's the one that puts the odd man out in there for more. Now the Panthers need to knock on the door and break that wall down at the goal line.
First and goal from the 6, 2:51 to play in the third. Following the pick, that was returned by Pabin. Central with tremendous opportunity to make this a 3-score game.
You know, Drew had been picked on a little bit in the second quarter and had a couple pass completions against him, and then had the one right before halftime deep in the end zone. It's good to see him come back and make this play.
Blewett under center, takes a snap. He'll hand it off to Griffin, right side, running forward. Going to be taken down near the 3-yard line on this play. Brings up second and goal from the 3.
Griffin on the carry. Griffin now with 76 yards and 9 carries. Leads the way. Second or third game he's done that.
Christian Honors on the stop for the Rockets. You know, he's one of their interior linemen. Having a lot of work here to do. The defense has been on the field for them over 9 minutes about now, right, Jack?
Yep, and, you know, they don't run people in and out like the Panthers do, and it's starting to kind of show up a little bit. Let's see if Routt can make a big play here.
Blew it under center with 9 seconds on the play clock. Puts a man in motion. That's Ginnenbacher looking for the outside. He runs over a man, and he's in for the score. Isaac Ginnenbacher this time from 3 yards out, and it's 20-0. Camp Point Central on the Trucks scoreboard. 2:02 to play in the third.
What was the name of that truck? His name is Isaac Ginnenbacher.
So Ginnenbacher takes it in. 2 plays after the interception.
He had just enough momentum, and then a smaller size cornerback came up to try to make the stop, and Isaac had just enough momentum to not let that happen.
Should talk to the Brown County cornerback that tried that a week ago.
Now the 2-point conversion. They'll hand it off to the deep back. Man makes the original tackler miss, but could not get away. Again, that was Ginnenbacher, and the 2-point try fails. 2:02 to play in the third. Camp Point Central on top of Routt, 20-0. You watch high school football on Central Illinois Sports.
Are you short on time or budget, but your family is hungry? It's time for the Maya Authentic Mexican Restaurant in Pittsfield. Try the Maya Special, a crowd favorite. Delicious grilled fajitas, steaks, nachos Mexicano, salads in a tortilla bowl, the tastiest salsa and cheese sauce around, and the fastest service anywhere. You can afford it. It's the Maya Mexican Restaurant on Washington Street. Call ahead with your order and you can pick it up in the drive-thru, 217-285-4526. The Maya Restaurant in Pittsfield. Welcome to Westtown Ford, serving Central and West Central Illinois. When you're shopping for a new vehicle, we believe you need a comfortable ambiance, dynamic selection of vehicles, competitive options for financing, and high-quality service to feel confident and stress-free throughout the car buying process. At Westtown Ford, you will find just that, a great selection of Ford models and a team that will make the process as smooth as possible. Westtown Ford Lincoln in Jacksonville, just 30 minutes away from high prices.
2:02 to play in the third. It is a 20-0 advantage for Camp Point Central on top of Routt now on the Trucks scoreboard. And the Panthers now with the kickoff coming as Eiler has it teed up, ready to go. Again, they fake the onside, and again, they'll go back to kick it off here.
Pabin picking it off. That was a big play, and what a great return. He had a ball of steam, but Hoots saved the day for just a minute. 2 plays later, they scored.
Allen and Leahy back deep. They'll kick it toward Charlie Allen again. This ball headed toward the sideline and will go out of bounds at the 11, so they'll move that ball up, and Routt will start with it
35.
Following the penalty. Yep, up to the 35-yard line. I don't think they'll ask him to re-kick here.
Not a good idea to do it there. A lot of times if you've got a kicker that can't really kick the ball, I always think it's a good idea, but Eiler's really got a pretty nice foot.
He can get it inside the 20, maybe inside the 15 for a return. If you do that, maybe you can stop the return inside the 30.
Michael Wilson coming out with these hands on his side.
They're going to make him re-kick.
I'll be darned. Look at him. He looks really worn out.
So it'll be a 5-yard penalty and make them re-kick.
That's the way he looked last week against Minden. Bent over. You know, he's a good athlete. Plays basketball too, but yep, a lot of things can cause that. Looks like he's got a headache almost.
That's what that would be.
Yep. Too sorry to hear some of those things, but here we go.
So now they'll kick off from the 35. 2:02 left in the third.
You wouldn't try to sneak something in here now, would you?
I don't think you want to set up a short field, although you are up.
It's only 5 yards difference.
You are up 3 scores. Never know. Eiler ready to go here for another kickoff attempt. He will kick this one again toward the sideline, and I think it's going to go out of bounds again, and it does. So is it the 35 again?
They'll move it back. It would go to the 40, I think.
I don't really know. I don't know that I've ever seen it happen twice in a row. But if you're going to make them re-kick the first time, you make them re-kick the second time, right?
And it's kind of like Albert Pujols says when he's at first base and you keep fouling balls off on a 3-2 count. Hit the ball. I'm getting tired of running. You'd have to do it about 7 more times, old buddy.
He's laughing. He's having a good time. They'll kick now from the 30.
Yeah. He's got his seat reserved at the KC Hall right after the game.
Is Carter still at the tee, Charlie? Yep. I thought they might try to change it up a little bit. Carter's going to give it another shot.
They really want to kick it toward Allen's
I
side.
kick it the opposite side now. They're all kind of leaning over that way.
Here's the kickoff. He'll kick it now straight down the middle of the field, and Leahy tried to pick it up. Now it's Baptist dives on it back there, and he'll get it at the 36-yard line. So all that and for 1 gain. 1 yard gain.
1 yard gain.
37-yard line.
Oh, are they going to say 30? No, it's okay. 37.
Mason Miller again down there on the coverage. You don't always get the kick return and kick receive people the process. That's Mason's third tackle on kick coverage.
No time came off the clock. 2:02 to play in the third.
Kind of surprised Baptist didn't do something. Yeah, the clock should have started in that situation.
I mean, it was touched by 2 men. 3 receivers to the left, single receiver to the right. Hoots in the gun. He is back to pass, looking left the entire time, looking for Walker. Walker's got it and is taken down up near the 45-yard line. Give him a gain of 8 on the play, and it brings up a 2nd down and 2.
Routt has some really tall, lanky receivers, and he's one of them. And Hoots threw that over our tallest defender, Josh Alford, who's about 6'5", and just in front of probably our shortest defender, Drew, who's about 5'7".
0 for 5 up until that point with an interception and that last string.
Trips right. Now they'll hand it off to Jackson. First time we've seen him run the ball in a while, and he is going to get a gain up to the 46-yard line, gain of a yard. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 1.
I think the brothers tackle there, Isaac and Elijah, both on that stop to stop the Rockets just short of the line to gain.
5 yards total positive running for Routt on the day. 132 in the air.
3rd and 1 with 1:10 to play in the third. Central has dominated the time of possession in this third period. Trips right, a single receiver to the left. Hoots is going to run the design draw, makes a man miss, cuts back and has enough for the 1st down up to the 49-yard line on a gain of 3.
Owen Roth had him covered in the backfield, but Hoots is a very good athlete and made him miss. Elijah Ginnenbacher there to get the stop at just short of midfield.
8th first down for Routt now.
Under a minute to play in the third. 20-0. Camp Point Central has the advantage. Play clock at 25, game clock at 45. So you'll have to run at least another play here. Rolling out to the right now is Hoots. On the sprint out to the right, looks toward the sideline, finds Baptist. Baptist cuts it back, makes a man miss, trying to get away, and he'll be taken down inside the 30, down to the 27-yard line. 24-yard pickup on the play, and a 1st and 10 for Routt in Panther territory.
Baptist is impressive.
Yes, he is. Down to the 27, 34 ticks to play.
Will Jackson on good coverage to pick up that blitz and give Cohen Hoots another 5 seconds for the play, Charlie.
Trips left. Hoots takes the snap, hands it off to Jackson. Jackson will rush forward near the 23-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play.
Isaac Ginnenbacher got the stop. It just looks like Jackson can make a lot of things happen on the field. Defense side, picking up blocks, even on these ball carries.
2nd down and about 6 yards to go. And I think that'll be the final play of the third period. And it will, as the final 5 seconds tick off the clock here. Well, now they might go with one. They're going to run one more play. Hoots is back to pass. He has some pressure, flushed out of the pocket, going to the left, and it is intercepted. It is intercepted by Camp Point Central on the final play of the third period. Down at the 7-yard line is where the Panthers will take over.
57 on the interception. Darren Rigg for the Panthers. He's a linebacker out deep in coverage.
And so Central will take over 1st and 10 as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. 20-0, the Panthers lead Routt as you watch high school football this afternoon on Central Illinois Sports.
Since 1921, Farmers State Bank of Camp Point has been a vital part of our community's history. We are proud of our growth, our community leadership, and our success, which is only possible because of all those who shared this journey with us. We are grateful to the generations of loyal customers, families, businesses, employees, officers, and directors who have shaped not only our story, but our entire communities. Thank you. We look forward to serving you and your future generations for the next 100 years. Farmers State Bank and Camp Point. Together, we are a strong, united community.
I am Shelley Brinicke. I'm a lifelong resident of Pike County. Pike County is a part of me, and I am distressed by the serious clerical and financial issues of the county right now. These clerical issues affect all county residents. It will take transparent communication and hard work to solve them. As county clerk, I would research, learn, and know the duties of the office. I'm conscientious, meticulous, and dedicated. I believe Pike County deserves the best in their elected officials, and that best can only come from a servant heart. Vote Shelley Brinicke for Pike County Clerk.
Paid for by Shelley Brinicke for Pike County Clerk.
Ready to start the fourth quarter. The Camp Point Central lead, and Rigg on the big interception to end the third sets up Central first and 10 deep in their own territory, but with the ball back in the hands of their offense.
Really, second interception. Panthers have only given up 8 points in the season at the Minden Unity when they trailed 8-0 to them at home. But even though Hoots can make a lot of things happen, that defensive backfield, we talked about it before the game, can pick it. 2 picks on the day, 1 fumble. So 3 turnovers on Routt have been very costly.
And that ball was not thrown right at his chest. He made a diving move to his right to make that play for a guy who's not accustomed to catching passes. Darren Rigg made a tremendous play for the Panther defense.
First and 10, Blewett under center. They put Ginnebacher in motion. Now bring him back to the line. Look to the sideline for the updated play call here. Blewett again. Takes a snap, hands it off to Griffin. Griffin keeps him moving forward. He's up near the first down marker, up across the 15 to around the 16-yard line. A gain of 8 on the play. 2nd and 2.
Dax Baptist on the tackle for the Rockets after that 8-yard gain. Panther offense running a couple backs in and out of the play. Graves comes off, Pabin comes on.
84 yards for Griffin on the day now on 10 carries, 8.4 yards a carry for the fullback. Impressive.
2nd and 2. They'll hand the ball off again to Griffin, it appears. Up across the 20 to the 22-yard line, enough for a first down. As it is, Griffin off the pile there, and it's a gain of 6.
He's running behind Robert Gooding and Mason Miller, taking the tight end spot, giving Josh a little break.
Kind of almost looked like Griffin could come to the right and have picked up even more yardage, but who's going to doubt a guy that's got 90 yards on 11 carries?
First and 10 of the double wing. 11 minutes to play in this contest. Blewett hands it off to Riley this time at the fullback spot, and he's going to break off another 10-yard run for a first down.
57 yards for him now.
He's knocking defenders backwards on his way, too. He's a really hard-nosed runner, Ross Riley, in those bright yellow shoes.
20 first downs for the Panthers on the day. Routt with 10 of their own. But the Panthers have 1 with a penalty, 1 with a pass, and the rest are running first downs.
The number of plays run in the second half by Central compared to Routt, 20 plays compared to 7. Here's another run by Riley. Riley again stretching toward the chains. Again, he has a first down. He's up to the 43-yard line, an 11-yard pickup. First and 10. Third consecutive play for a first down run.
158 yards for the 2 fullbacks.
They marked that one a couple inches short.
Oh, my goodness. No, my. Wow.
Well, I mean, look at the box. It's on it. Just.
Well, there, they moved the ball back 18 inches. That makes it look 2nd and 1. There you go.
Okay. 2nd and a yard.
Wow.
Blewett's under center, puts Ginnebacher in motion. Now he'll come back again. 10:20 to play in the contest. Blewett barks out the signals, takes the snap, hands it off to Riley. They said, okay, I'll get it this time on the first down. Riley's still keeping the feet churning. He's in the Routt territory, down near the 48-yard line of the Rockets. A pickup on the play of 10 yards and a first down.
Another hard run by Ross Riley. Even though he gets to the past the linebackers in Tier 3, he's making the secondary take a long time to bring him down.
And then it takes forever for them to get the tackle. Timeout, Routt. We'll take it too. 20-0 Panthers. Fourth quarter action back after these.
Catch all the action at Jersey's Bar and Grill in Camp Point. Central football games every Friday on the big screen. 7 TVs to catch every NFL game all season long. Come enjoy a nice afternoon on the patio or listen to some live music on the weekends. Queen of Hearts drawing every Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Rain City Addiction on the patio on September 3rd at 7 o'clock. Bags Tournament September 11th at 2 o'clock. Our Oktoberfest celebration will be September 17th with the Robert Sampson Band at 7 o'clock. Car show same day from 12 to 3. Get to Jersey's Bar and Grill in Camp Point, your hometown sports bar.
From our trucks to their lunch trays, to your local hospital, to your favorite pub, and to your kitchen table. For more than 60 years, Dot Foods and Dot Transportation have been stocking the shelves of your hometown. Sure, we've grown a lot, but at our core, we're still small-town, family-run businesses that care about our communities and the people who keep us running. Join the Dot family today and be part of something bigger.
Well, After the timeout by Routt, as their defense found themselves on their heels a little bit, Herb Brooks has showed up to give a speech. I thought he was dead. 1st and 10 for Central from the Routt 48-yard line. Blewett will be under center. He's looked much more comfortable in the second half of that quarterback spot after filling in for the injured Nick Moore. He will hand it off to the second back. That's Ginnenbacher. Tries to bounce outside. Now cuts it back in and is taken down near the around 40-yard line. A gain of 8 on the play.
65 yards for Ginnenbacher now, and 90, 77, and 65 for their 3 leading rushers. They got a couple guys who've got 21 and 20.
2nd and 2 here for the Panthers.
Cohen Hoots and Jace Louderman on that stop, and he even got to the backfield of Ethan Walker. I think that's been a signature moment of this possession, Charlie. The tackles are made by the cornerbacks here.
Offense is running wide open. You ought to try this once. Kids like it too.
They'll hand it off now to Griffin on the right side. He's got enough for the first down as he's tackled near the 35-yard line. A gain on the play of 5 yards.
Running behind Reese Wilkie that time, who's been having a great game, both on the offensive line, but super outstanding, I think, Jack, on the defensive line. Reese has really put a lot of pressure on the Routt offense.
22 first downs now for the Panthers. Workmanship, time of possession, taking care of the ball, no turnovers.
Most of them on the ground. I think they got a couple on a penalty maybe early in the game. But
actually, they got 22 yards in passing and then a penalty first down. You know,
everything else has come on the ground. I mean, just dominated the run.
That's what they do.
Blewett on a 1st and 10. He will hand it off to Lauterbach. And he'll be tripped up, taken down at the 26-yard line. Just a ho-hum, 9-yard gain.
You know, I watch Hunter get up. He gets up, he pops up, he trots back to the huddle. The defenders are barely making it up and bent over at the knees, and Hunter's a strong runner himself.
29 yards for him today, Bob, on 6 carries. Yeah, I mean, another young man that would be running for a lot of people. And is he a senior?
He is.
Central doing what Central does best, though, is wearing teams down and playing very stout defense.
Charlie, how are we doing on the play clock? Are we running it down before we taking snaps too?
9 seconds right now as Blewett comes up and sets up under center. So, yeah, they're playing the clock control game here. They'll hand it off again to Lauterbach on the left side. He's got enough for the first down as he's taken down at the 20-yard line, a 6-yard gain. 1st and 10.
Ethan Walker on the stop for the Rockets. Again, we're getting to at least the linebacker level, maybe the cornerback level before we're getting the tackle made.
8:05 and counting in this 4th quarter.
What a job by the offensive line. The center, Owen Roth, Wes Crooks, Reese Wilkie, Robert Gooding, Cole Prock. Tight ends, Carter Eiler, Josh Alford. Goodness gracious, what a good job.
Jack, I'll add Mason Miller. He's been playing most of this second half in Josh's spot as the other tight end.
Double wing formation. Riley's the fullback. They'll hand it off to him, running on the good hole on the left-hand side. Another quick 5-yard pickup to the 15-yard line.
We'll have all the stats on the Illini Community Hospital post-game show. Hope you'll stay tuned for that. Panthers trying to move to 5-0 on the season. Next week, I think, are we in Beardstown? We'll have to check. Is that right, Bob?
I think the Beardstown Tigers, yes.
Is that at home or away? That's at Beardstown, I do believe. Because just 4 home games for the Panthers this year, I think.
2nd and 5 from the Routt 15. 7:07 and counting the contest. Under center, Blewett puts a man in motion. Try to draw Routt off sides. Rout's guys kind of slink back to their position. Going, are you kidding me? Can you just run it at us? We just want you to run it at us now. They will run it at them with the fullback, Ross Riley. He still fighting hard for yardage. They'll blow the play dead. He's at the 11-yard line. A gain on the play of 4 yards. And it brings up a 3rd and 1.
Jack, we're home next Friday night against Triopia.
My mistake. Remember the big storm from 3 years ago at Triopia? I drove through, went up Spunky Holler there, and I think Randy Blake wasn't real thrilled about that. I have to see. Bob, can you find somebody to do the PA for it? No, just teasing. Or can you do both?
3rd and a yard here from the Routt 11-yard line. Blewett with Riley behind him at the fullback spot. Ross Riley gets the touch on the left side, has the first down near the 5-yard line before he meets resistance, and that'll be a 1st and goal at the 5 on a 6-yard gain by Ross Riley.
Now 92 yards for him, 95 for Griffin.
Mason Miller on the key block to spring him from the line of scrimmage.
So first and goal from the 5, in a game that was 6-0 at halftime. It's 20-0 Camp Point Central now on the Truck scoreboard and trying to put the final nail in the coffin here this afternoon of the Routt Rockets.
Riley left the field that time. Just a little bit of a limp on that right side. Looked like he was okay. Griffin back in there, and he's had a day.
If Griffin, Graves, and Ginnebacher are the 3 backs this time, Charlie?
The 3 Gs. They put Ginnebacher in motion. They will hand it off to him. He's going to have another score. From 5 yards out this time, Isaac Ginnebacher at the 5:37 mark of this fourth quarter. And Central, after getting the ball at their own 8-yard line, takes it all the way down the field. They started with the ball to start the quarter, and at the 5:37 mark of this fourth quarter, they capitalized with a 5-yard run touchdown by Ginnebacher.
Ginnebacher gains another 5. He's up to 70 yards.
Cole Proct and our center on our center making the plays for that, Jack, making Isaac's job a little easier. Owen Roth.
Just impressive.
Now they'll go
second
for
half.
a 2-point try. Blew it under center. Takes a snap, hands it off to Griffin on the left side. It looks like he's in for the 2-point conversion, and he is. The 2-point try good by Camp Point Central. Makes it a 28-0 lead for the Panthers on top of Routt. 5:37 left in this contest on Central Illinois Sports.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You've heard that phrase many times. And Rod Prentice in Pittsfield, your State Farm agent, is the guy you can count on to be your friend and neighbor in the insurance business. He has a complete line of insurance available for you from State Farm Insurance. You can reach him at 217-285-6930. Our family trusts Rod Prentice with all of our insurance needs. Stop by their office on Washington Street and see the girls. And Rod Prentice, your State Farm agent, 217-285-6930.
Illini Community Hospital is committed to providing high-quality specialty care close to home. We are pleased to welcome Dr. William Severino, urologist, and Dr. Mark Mount, ear, nose, and throat physician, to the consulting physician clinic team at the Castile Center. Specialty care is also provided for orthopedics, cardiology, podiatry, obstetrics, oncology, and more. Learn more by visiting IlliniHospital.org or call 217-285-2113, extension 3950 to schedule an appointment.
Camp Point Central in control of this one, 28-0, 5:37 to play in the contest on the Trucks LLC scoreboard. Trucks, TRUX Trucks. Check them out for all of your diesel repair needs. They can come to you.
Kai Gibson getting a little help from Chris Swiderski from Springfield Clinic, helping with a cramp there.
Panthers have controlled this second half.
Without their quarterback, their starting quarterback, I should say, Nick Moore, and Gavin Blewett has done a really nice job in the second half of this game. Really nice job.
We thought at halftime might be good for Gavin to get his feet under him, so to speak, and it looks like that's done extremely well, and I'll also give credit to the center, Owen Roth, for making those exchanges well.
Eiler puts his foot into this one. Allen has it hit him in the hands, and he goes and picks it up all the way back at the 1-yard line. He might have been on the goal line, which should have been a touchback, but instead he'll be taken down. He's running hard,
yeah, he is
Allen, and he'll be taken down near the 16-yard line, and that's where Routt will start 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
Yeah.
Don't mind what that man said. It's 5:27 to play in the contest. 1st and 10 for Routt.
The kicker, Carter Eiler, made that stop, Charlie, assisted by 54 Asher Carroll.
They put a lot of athletes out there in that kickoff team, don't they? Man, about all those backs that run the ball, all those different backs, they're all out there in that kickoff. And, you know, people like to see if they can put other people in there, and that costs you games sometimes. It's all about field position. Panthers have not had great field position, but they've made long drives all day today.
1st and 10 from the 16-yard line. Hoots in the gun. He's back to pass. Has some time. Now the pressure gets to him. Steps up, throws down the middle of the field, and it's in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. And who is that?
Gavin Blewett on the coverage. I think that's 80 Nolan Turner, intended receiver, Charlie.
All right. In and out of his hands brings up a 2nd and 10. Haven't seen Turner be targeted yet today.
Is he wearing 80?
80. He's a junior. He's Nolan, good athlete. Played shortstop on the baseball team. 2 receivers to either side. Hoots in the shotgun here with 5:20 left. He'll hand it off to Jackson. Jackson looking for running room. Cut back toward the middle. Still fighting hard for yards. Up across the 20 to the 22. 33-yard line. Pick up a 7 on the play, and it makes it a 3rd and manageable for Routt.
20 yards on 9 carries now for Will Jackson. He's a tough runner and a tough player.
Been impressed with him all afternoon, Jack, both sides of the ball. Reese Wilkie and Drew Pavin on the stop for the Panthers.
Boy, Reese Wilkie's been busy today, hasn't he? Wow.
Clock kind of got another glitch in it there for a second. We're under 5 to play. 3rd and 3. Trips right. Hoots is back to pass. Looking right the entire time. Throwing right. Has his man out there. Appears to be Baptist, and he'll be wrestled down near the 30-yard line. A pickup of 7 on the play and a 1st and 10 for Routt.
Pick up their 11th first down. 163 yards on the day for Hoots.
4:39 left. Central trying to preserve the shutout here. Only giving up 8 points on the season, as you've talked about.
That ball Hoots threw is a really strong throw. He's got to be one of the best throwers we've seen.
Trips left, single receiver right. Hoots back to pass, looking for the little quick hitter to Walker on this side now. Walker looking for a block, breaks a tackle, and is wrestled down on a touchdown-saving tackle by Griffin at the 39-yard line. A gain of 9.
Nice job by Walker breaking the tackles there.
Bring up a 2nd and
Drew
1.
had him in the backfield for a loss, but as you said, Jack, Walker made a big play and broke that.
Does Griffin usually play defense, or is he in there in the back, the second group on defense? He's playing an outside linebacker. Playing
2nd and a yard. Hoots back now is going to try to run it and is going to be bent backwards right up the 41-yard line with the forward progress. Gain of 2. That'll be enough for a 1st down.
Elijah Ginnebacher and Hunter Lauterbach on the stop, but not before the Rockets cross the 40-yard line. They're back to 1st and 10. No huddle at a fast pace.
Glad Hoots didn't get bent over and hurt a leg there.
1st and 10 from their own 41 for Routt. 4:01 left. Hoots trips right. Back to pass again. Has some time. Now he steps up to avoid the rush. Now going to come back toward this side of the field. Eyes still downfield. Now he's going to try to tuck it and run, see what he can get. And
out
he
of
will
bounds. Why didn't they blow the whistle earlier?
We'll have a penalty flag here at the 47-yard line, and it's going to be a hold against Routt.
Why did they wait so long to blow the whistle? I mean, he had stepped out of bounds on the 50.
I don't know. But there's a hold at the 47, so that'll move it back to the 37.
I think the official, like me, was waiting for the impact of the runner versus the defender coming up shortly thereafter.
It's going to be 1st and 14. 3 minutes, 46 seconds left from the 37-yard line for Routt. On a sunshiny day in Jacksonville, Illinois.
Field looks nice. Somebody's worked hard on it.
Yeah, it does look very good.
Impressive. Boy, your field at Pittsfield looked nice last night, too.
2 receivers right, 2 to the left-hand side in the gun. And they draw them offside, so that'll be a 5-yard penalty.
Panthers will pick up their 6th penalty for 34 yards in the day, 38 yards on route and 8 penalties. So not terrible penalties, but just those ones that kind of leave a little wart.
1st and 9 now.
You kind of look and see, well, which lineman jumped, who made the mistake? All 3 that time, Jack.
They did it in unison, you bet.
They weren't expecting the hard count that time, were they? Hoots takes the snap, goes back to pass. Has some time. Now Proc gets free for a moment. They throw to Oswald at the 50. Still on his feet and stiff arms a man out of bounds with him around the 44-yard line. And now one of the Panthers men is slow to get up as he's cramping here, and they'll have to help him stretch out on the sideline. A cramp in the leg of the man here.
That's Gavin Blewett down on the sideline trying to make the tackle.
So to the 44-yard line, a pickup of 14 yards. So Blewett cramping.
The officials timeout, Charlie. It'll be a little while before they get Gavin cared for and moved on, probably. He's a long way from his side of the field.
Trainer helping to work that cramp out. And Brad Dixon will make the long trek across the field to see if anybody wants to arm wrestle. 3:28 to play in this contest. 28-0 is the Camp Point Central lead on the Trucks scoreboard. As they're tending to Blewett on the sideline here. Again, it appears to be a cramp. You know, you say that when it's not you, like it's just a cramp. And when it's you,
it hurts.
Yeah, not as comfortable.
Has it woke you up out of bed at night? You'll know what we're talking about. But, man, when you are running hard and you get one, you just hope you don't tear anything before you get stopped.
We know Gavin's played extra minutes today. He always plays full-time defense, but today he's played another 20-plus minutes on the offensive side too, so his body might not quite be ready for a full 48 minutes on both sides of the ball.
He plays hard, too.
I would say we'll be looking at somebody else taking the snaps if the Panthers get the ball back, because there's no reason for him to do that. But he'll jog off, trying to get that cramp loosened up. You know, back in the day, Coach Jake, Coach Winstead, Coach Long, take those salt tablets, boys. Take those salt tablets. Well, that didn't work out.
Who's taking his spot, Charlie, in our safety position?
I'm trying to get a number if that guy could turn sideways on me. Is that Shimmerhorn?
It is, I think.
Can't tell if it's a 4 or a 3. Hoots is back to pass. It's neither one. He'll throw to the right-hand side, hits Baptist in the hands, but in and out of his hands. It's actually Austin Smith in there, the 6-foot junior, playing the safety spot. 2nd and 10 on the incompletion by Routt.
Well, Baptist that time he was looking at 6 if he caught the ball, but he just didn't secure it first.
He only had one man to beat. That was Gavin Graves, and he would have spun past him, it looked like.
Didn't Hoots put it right where he needed to, though?
It was a good ball.
He really throws the ball well.
Trips right. Hoots back to pass. Pump fake. Looking for the deep ball, trying to avoid the defense, and he won't be able to do so this time. Going to be sacked back at the 47-yard line. Loss of 3.
Caden Niekamp on the stop, but we have to give pressure to 76, Cole Prock, and 53, Bo Gottman, who's got some new energy in there, taking the spot of Reese Wilkie, who's had a full day.
Yeah, Prock in there for Routt, and he's making 2 or 3 people have to work with him.
3rd and 13 from the 47-yard line here for Routt. 2 minutes, 48 seconds, and the clock counting down to this 4th quarter. 2 receivers to either side for the quarterback, Hoots, who's back to pass once again. 4-man rush, looks downfield, looking for Oswald in the jump ball. He goes up and gets it. Oswald comes down with it right at the 20-yard line, a 27-yard pickup, and a 1st and 10 for Routt. Well-thrown ball there.
I think Gavin Graves thought that ball was going to be overthrown because he stayed behind the receiver, but that receiver is 6'6", and that ball was not overthrown.
14 to 25 for 213 yards, another first down, which is their 15th of the day.
Just over 2:30 to play in this contest. Why is the clock not moving? Back to pass is Hoots. He looks downfield. He looks for the corner of the end zone, and it's in and out of the hands of the intended receiver in Turner. Turner couldn't bring it in. That'll stop the clock with 2:21 to play. This clock is one of these digital boards. The thing freezes every once in a while, and all I'm saying is that could come into play.
We've seen that at Bushnell in basketball in the first year of it. And, you know, these digital boards are fine, but you need a regular clock, too, so you can see the clock the whole time. Makes a big difference.
Now it looks like a false start here by Routt. Yep. That'll move him back 5 yards to the 25 and bring up a 2nd and 15.
43 yards and 9 that calls on the day, 9 hankies. I mean, the digital boards are fine, but when you're counting on that to be your clock mechanism, it can make a difference. And what if it's a 6-0 game?
Yeah, and the operator, I mean, is hitting the button at the right time. It's just like there's a communication.
Yeah, it's a
glitch.
IT problem.
Yeah, back to pass is Hoots. He throws to his left, right across the middle of the field. It's Walker. Walker hit and spun down near the 11-yard line. A pickup on the play of 14 yards, and it'll be a 3rd and 1.
He got the reception in front of Drew Pabin, and Austin Smith comes in from his new spot on the field to help make that tackle.
2 minutes left in this contest. Routt trying to get on the board. 2 receivers to either side. Hoots in the gun. He is going to try the design quarterback run. Breaks a tackle. Inside the 10, down to around the 6-yard line. 5-yard pickup and a 1st and goal.
Hoots has run the ball 10 times today, and that is a positive 5 yards for him now.
1st and goal from the 6-yard line for Routt. 1:45 and counting in this contest. 2 receivers to either side of the quarterback, Hoots. He is kind of holding a hand, it looked like a little bit there. Motions out to the receiver and Baptist on the right side. He and Oswald are over there. They'll put Baptist in motion, try to run it to him on the jet. It's blown up in the backfield. Baptist breaks free for a moment, but going to go nowhere as he's wrestled down at the 6. The 2nd and goal from the 6 after the 1-yard loss.
Connor Griffin in the backfield to turn that the other way, and Gavin Graves comes in to clean that up for the Panthers.
Tried it twice. Negative 1 yard on each one of those end arounds.
1:09 left. Will Routt consider burning a timeout to try to get on the board here? A minute left in the game, 28-0 Camp Point Central. Hoots back to pass, has pressure and avoids the rush, trying to get free, and he's still fighting, but they finally do drag him down. Back at the 12. The man that finally finished him off was...
Here's your timeout, Charlie.
Yep. Who did we decide 57 was?
Darren Rigg.
Had the interception earlier. Now he's got a sack. 4-yard loss. They'll give him forward progress back to the 10, and it'll be 3rd and goal from the 10-yard line, and Routt will call a timeout with 50 seconds left, down by 28 points. We will have the Illini Community Hospital postgame show coming up for you in just a hair.
Maybe even 2 hairs.
I mean, it's a psychological thing, I guess, to try to get a score on the board here.
Sure. Well, Panthers have only given up 1 score all season, so Rout's going, we'd like to put a score up here. And, you know, they've got to be pretty proud of the game their kids have played for the most part. The second half, they were just outmanned in the number of players that Central could run in. And even without Nick Moore in there, the Panthers in the second half really responded to adversity and have really done a nice job. Put up a lot of yards rushing. On the other side, Rout's put up a ton of yards in the air. We'll tell you all about that on the Illini Community Hospital postgame show. We'll name our player or players of the game. Derek Harris, Edward Jones. He is our man that puts that on for you, and he likes to compliment the kids. Think of him when you need some investment ideas.
50 seconds left in the game. After the Routt timeout, they'll come out with Oswald and Baptist split wide right. Walker and Turner split to the left. Jackson stands to the left of the quarterback, Hoots, who's back to pass. Has some time. Rolls out to his right now to avoid the defender. Looks to the end zone. A man wide open, but he overthrows Turner. Turner's had a couple of opportunities down there, but can't bring it in, and it makes it 4th and goal from the 10.
It was one of the few throws by Hoots that was off the mark today. He's just been on the money many, many times.
And now Routt calls a timeout with 41 seconds left. Gives us the opportunity to remind you about Bowler's Universe. They're open Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Fridays until midnight, Saturdays 4 to midnight. They offer many menu items from burgers and fries to specialty pizzas. Try one of their many craft beers as well at Bowler's Universe in Pittsfield. 4th and goal from the 10. Central trying to preserve a shutout. Routt trying to get on the board. And head to the homecoming dance. Is that at the Routt Dome, do you think?
I would think so. Michael Wilson's going to have to get rested up for that one.
There's just a lot of Routt guys that 2 weeks in a row now that we've seen Routt play look worn out toward the end of the game. They just play a lot of guys both ways, almost every play. And when you have to face the type of athletes that you had the last couple of weeks in Unity Payson and Central, it wears on you.
Got to take care of your body.
4th and goal from the 10.
Panthers almost sprint over to the ball.
All right, here we go.
I think the Panthers have a mixture of first-team and second-team defenders in, Charlie.
Now Hoots looks to the sideline of Barry Creviston to see if they want to change anything up. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Hoots back to pass on a 4th and goal from the 10. 5-man rush this time. Throws toward the end zone, and it is tipped and incomplete. Baptist was the intended receiver. Nice job by the defensive back that time. I think that was...
Gavin Graves on the other side looks like a single-digit number. He's far away, but he had a lot of pressure also from Niekamp, Roth, and Prock to have to hurry that throw a little bit. And they've got their hands up, too. Makes it hard to see 30 yards away.
So the Panthers are a kneel away from this game being over. They're going to move to 5-0 on the season. Rout's going to drop their 2nd consecutive game and move to 3-2 on the year. And they've got some tough battles still left on their schedule this year.
You got Brown County coming up.
Gavin Blewett is taking the snap, Charlie.
Takes the snap after cramping for a little bit. Takes the knee and the fight on this one. A 28-0 win for Camp Point Central. They pitch the shutout once again. Outscore Routt in the second half, 22-0 after a 6-0 game in the first half, and respond nicely to adversity this afternoon and win their 5th game of the season. We have final stats and analysis on the Illini Community Hospital postgame show next.
Illini Community Hospital is committed to providing high-quality specialty care close to home. We are pleased to welcome Dr. William Severino, urologist, and Dr. Mark Mount, ear, nose, and throat physician to the consulting physician clinic team at the Castile Center. Specialty care is also provided for orthopedics, cardiology, podiatry, obstetrics, oncology, and more. Learn more by visiting IlliniHospital.org or call 217-285-2113, extension 3950 to schedule an appointment.
For nearly 40 years, the Niebuhr Funeral Home has been serving our area with professionalism and compassion. This is our business, our hometown. You can be assured we take great personal pride in serving your family in your time of loss. We're locally owned. We're your friends and neighbors. We care about you and your family. Niebuhr Funeral Home, with locations in Pittsfield and Barry, serving our community with compassion and respect.
Here at Mountain Dew, it's easy to tell who really loves the outdoors. For one thing, there's the rack on your car and the hitch on the back of your truck. There's your garage full of toys, from dirt bikes to wakeboards. And there's your cooler full of Mountain Dew, always at the ready. Because when it's time to get out there, climb into your deer stand or your fishing boat, a cooler of ice-cold Mountain Dew, that's as important a piece of outdoor gear as your spinning rod or your four-wheeler. Mountain Dew. Get out and do.
PCRE Real Estate and Auction is your #1 resource for buying or selling real estate in West Central Illinois. With 2 office locations, one in Pike County and the other in Calhoun County, PCRE Real Estate and Auction is the place to go when you're looking to buy or sell farmland, recreational and hunting land, residential or commercial property. See our current listings at PCRERealestate.com or call us at 217-285-5800 for PCRE Real Estate and Auction.
Back with you on the Illini Community Hospital postgame show. A 28-0 win for Camp Point Central this afternoon over Jacksonville Routt. A 6-0 game at halftime, but Central came out with a long drive and capped it off with a touchdown. Controlled the time of possession of the second half and really clamped things down on the defensive side to hold this high-flying offense for Routt to 0 points on the day. And they win their 5th game of the season, Jack. And a lot of it came from another solid game on the ground for the Panthers.
No doubt about that as we look at that on the Illini Community Hospital postgame show. They've been serving the community since 1942. Excellent health care services, primary and specialty care, emergency medicine. Illini here to serve you and your family. Learn more about all their services at IlliniHospital.org. Panthers scored at the 3:49 mark of the second quarter, led at 6-0 at halftime. At the 3:39 mark of the third quarter, we would see Riley carried in from 1 yard out. Alford with a 3-yard pass from Blewett for the extra points, and the Panthers led 14-0. At the 2:02 mark, after an interception, Ginenbacher would take it in from 3 yards out. The run for the point after was no good, and it was 20-0 Panthers at the end of 3 quarters. In the fourth quarter, 5:37 left after an interception. Ginenbacher takes it in from 6 yards out. Griffin with a 3-yard run, and the Panthers win it 28-0 on the day. We do need to add 3 more yards to the Panthers' passing total on the day, and we will tell you about that in just a second. For Routt on the day, they passed the ball 30 times, completed 15, 2 interceptions, 1 fumble in the day, 227 yards for Hoots. The pass receptions, Baptist with 63 yards, 23 for Aiden Leahy on the day, 45 for Ethan Walker on 4 catches in 6 attempts. Oswald had 97 yards on the day, as he had a couple of long ones, one of them a 56-yarder and a 27-yarder, and also Turner 0 for 3 on the day. Just couldn't bring any of those down. Rushing on the day, well, they were 22 rushes for 31 yards on the day, led by 20 yards from Will Jackson and 12 yards from, Ryan Oswald, I think, on an end around for them. Total of 258 yards, had 16 first downs. Panthers did not turn the ball over today, had 24 first downs, ran the ball on the day 70 times, 332 yards, passed the ball 4 times, completed 3 for 19 yards on the day, ended up with 349 yards versus 258 for the Routt Rockets. 14 yards from Ginenbacher on the day, 8 from Alford, and also a 3-yarder there, so 11 yards for Alford on the day for him. Of course, Nick Moore threw the ball 2 times, completed 1 for 14 yards. Blewett completed 2 for 2 on the day for 11 yards. And rushing on the day, Connor Griffin with 98 yards, Ross Riley with 92, so 180 yards from the fullbacks on the day. 7 from Ginenbacher on 11 carries, 14 yards from Gavin Graves on the day on 5 carries, 21 yards for Pabin on the day, and he carried the ball 4 times, 35 yards for Hunter Lauterbach on the day, and 2 yards from Gavin Blewett for their total of 332 yards on the ground. Panthers did it again on defense, pitched another shutout, and 4 out of 5 games have been shutouts for them.
You said 74 plays for the Panthers. How many for Routt of the day? Do you have that total?
I didn't have plays. That was just running plays. On the
you had
day.
70. Yeah,
oh,
no, but you said
Routt
70.
ran 30 pass plays, and they rushed the ball 22 times. So that is 52 plays.
So 74 plays compared to 52 plays. Central kind of doing what they wanted to do there. Time to name our player of the game, presented by Edward Jones financial advisor Derek Harris. Financial investments are important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, parents, and mentors. Derek Harris, your Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this. That's why Derek Harris is a proud sponsor of the player of the game on Central Illinois Sports, and I think you've got to give credit to this offensive line play for Camp Point Central today, Jack. No matter who's in the running back spot, who's playing quarterback, or what's going on, they were able to make things happen. And Reese Wilkie, Wes Crooks, Owen Roth, along with Cole Prock, Robert Gooding, the tight ends of Eiler and Alford, and Miller also in at the tight end spot, made things happen today, opened up those holes for the running backs, and kept things moving for Camp Point Central.
Really good game for the Panthers. They win it 28-0. They move to 5-0 on the season. Thank you all for joining us today. A little prayer for Nick Moore on some health there and getting repaired there. And we'll tell you from the Routt Field here at McMurray College, the former McMurray College. For Bob Ray and Charlie Hull, I'm Jack Hull, reminding you to hug your kids, tell them you love them, let them know the Lord Jesus Christ loves them more than that. And the Panthers move to 5-0. Rockets drop to 3-2. Panthers win it